YouTube, they training through barrels. They working out. They training their children how to shoot. They got 12-year-olds shooting. They got 8-year-olds shooting. They got 10-year-olds shooting. They got a 5-year-old. I want to shoot the nigga too. They got 5-year-olds shooting. This is real. That's what they doing. They preparing. What are we doing? My sisters wearing weave. They fucking hell out. The brothers are just partying. They doing their thing, man. It's real. Boy, let me tell you.
Dead man walking.
Dead man walking. The mummy. that's what it is. But without any further ado, are you ready? You said it, Rich? You ready? Yeah. Without any further ado, my brother, you live streaming on what? What's the stream? You gonna tell them what the stream is?
Livestream.com.
Livestream.com. How much is it? It's free. It's a free stream. So unbelievable. So you can text whoever, your friend or your family, and let them know, look, they want to find out what's going on in the legal system. My brother here, Professor Philip, give him a round of applause. Stand up and give him a round of applause. Show him some love. Come on, give my brother a round of applause. Stand up, my brother. He's right here. Just chilling. Don't worry, you got it. You got it good. He's number 5, so I know what it is. He's number 5. I know how you work.
Stop. I love you. Stop. Oh my God. All right, I'm sorry. How you doing, guys? How y'all doing this afternoon?
Good.
Love y'all came out here because I'm about to show you something.
Big shout.
Shout? I'm about to show y'all something real. And, well, I mean, you know, I'm not the type of guy that can do introductions and all
Is that mic on?
Yeah, I think it is. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There it is.
Got it.
Right, you got it. All right, so.
Get some volume.
Yeah, a little volume over there, please.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just get into it. I'm not gonna play, I'm not gonna joke, I'm not gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna take you to the problem, right? This is the law, as you may know. And this is what I like to call contract law. It's very simple. There's nothing systematically indifferent about it. It's indicative to anybody that wants to negotiate. That means if you want to go get a mortgage, if you want to, I don't know, you want to go out and buy a car, you got to have a specific entitlement to the law in which you then are provided a service or rendered financial goods, services, anything in exchange for money, right? So, let's start here. See this here, the Clerk of the Courts Act. And what I want everybody to do, this may sound correct, I want y'all to read this over. You might go on down here and scrolling down all the way to section, right here, you're gonna see it's 705 ILS. That's Illinois' compiled statute. Scroll down. Now just scroll. Scroll. Whoops, scroll. There you go. No, scroll down. No, scroll down. Scrolling down. A little bit more. Now, I want you to highlight this section here, section 4, all the way on down here to affirmation. Now, what I want everybody to do, I know y'all might be a little busy, text me, conversate, loved ones. I want you to read, I want you, all of you, if you can, could you read this simultaneously, out loud? Read it simultaneously, out loud, like a prayer, or something you would do, what do you want to call it, a mantra. There you go, mantra. Give me, what does this say right here? What does it say? All together.
Section 4, every clerk shall, before entering upon the duties of office, give bond with one or more sureties.
Hold on, let's stop there. Now, one or more sureties means that we can have two things. Conflict of interest, one in which guarantees, one in which underwrites. So one could be the underwriter saying, oh yeah, sure, you can do these activities. But the true surety is the one that guarantees it. Let's go again.
Or if the money is self-insured, the county, through its self-insurance program, may provide bond.
Let's try it again. I'm trying to get unison, baby. Unison. Y'all can talk together, but y'all can't sing together. Come on now.
Or
try.
If the county is self-insured, the county, through its self-insurance program, may provide bonding.
To be approved.
By any two of the judges of his or her court.
Okay. Go on.
Which
shall be payable.
Hold on, slow down. Unison. Let's try this again. Do it again. Come on.
Which bond shall be payable to the people of the state of Illinois.
Give it a line. Like, come on now. Come on, let's try it again. Right where y'all started. Where were y'all at?
Which bond shall be in such penalty, not less than $5,000, as may be agreed by such judges, payable to the people of the state of Illinois.
Okay, say that one more time. Payable to who?
The state of Illinois. People of the state of Illinois.
Try that one more time.
payable to the people of the state of Illinois.
So if I got a contract with you and we're in the state of Illinois, you say I'm indebted to you and I give you that bond, what have I just done? I'm not one of the people?
Yeah.
If you're the people, say it one more time. Payable to who?
Payable to the people of the state of Illinois.
Possession doesn't matter. That's 3/4 of a man. They're dead. Okay. Worldwide, right? So if it's payable to you, it's payable to me. How can you lose? I just want you to think about it for a moment. How could you lose when they're agreeing they're gonna pay your debt? They're gonna pay your what I like to call an allowance. Now I want you to go on from here. I'm gonna have you go down here and conditioned for what?
And
Condition for the faithful performance of the duties of office.
So, again, what are they supposed to do here? I'm gonna have you start at the very bottom. I do what?
solemnly swear or affirm.
Want me to highlight that?
No, I want you to read it.
I do solemnly swear or affirm, as the case may be, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of clerk of whatever.
Of who?
Of
Office of the clerk. Now you notice they had that missing, so that could be anybody. Now all of a sudden, this person is absent, ain't it? It's nothing specific. It just they leave it open for you. Clerk of who?
Clerk of office.
Clerk of office, whatever. Clerk of the people. It's inexchangeable. They leave that open for anybody that wants to negotiate if somebody abandons the post. You decide to step out, somebody steps in. You know what I'm saying? There's no way out. Now here's the thing. My ex-wife, yes, she's getting paid with this. That's right. See this? That's 5,000. Now 5,000 per 10,000 people. That's 5 million people in Illinois. It's a simple math equation. $5,000 per 10,000. 5 million people. How much is that? 5 million.
50 million.
No, not 50 million. No. 10,000.
Oh, my bad. 10,000
times $5,000. Oh my God! No. Come on.
You got times 150.
He got it 5 million. I just need y'all to think about it, like, wait, hold on. This ain't that. He just gave the answer. I was just, testing, trying to see what you. No, $5 million. $5 million. Yeah, you got it right. That's why he was looking at me like, yeah. Let's see who else figures it out. Just gave the answer. So 5 million divided by $2,600. Child is say 9 years old. Until they're 18 years old, they get $2,600. These are 2 children. So split it $1,300 apiece, right? Who loses?
No one.
Go ahead, come on.
So basically what you're saying is that this money that's allotted, each citizen can use that to his benefit.
For the benefit of who? Condition for what? Condition for what? Let's say it together again. Condition for what?
For the faithful performance of the duties of office, and to pay over all monies as they come into his or her possession.
We haven't even got there yet.
By virtue of office.
There you go. That's it. We almost got there. I was moving towards that. I just want to show you where it came from and why. That when they come in contact with a bond. Let's say a surety, a guarantee, or a third party comes in and says, "Oh yeah, we'll post bail." What are they asking for? That if the judge says I want bail, whether it's cash, surety, doesn't matter. You gotta have an underwriter, right? Got to have somebody to pay for it, right? If the surety agrees to the terms and conditions to their office, aren't they supposed to be bailing people out of jail? Mm-hmm. Are they supposed to be authenticating the source of the finances on the docket? Yeah. Everybody. Wouldn't you agree to the terms and conditions? If your baby mother came up and said, well, you just give me a bond and I'll walk away. I'll leave it alone. Right? Anybody would. All right, now, we got this right here. Here's the oath. This thing here, this is the Constitution. See, the Constitution of the United States, we're going to get to that in just a moment, along with the Constitution of the State of Illinois. All right, we're going to get to those in just a moment. I want you to flick over to New York now. We're going to go over to New York. Now, this is how I pay my debts. I walked away. You know what I'm saying? They didn't put me in no butcher shops, nothing. Now here we are, New York. Child enforcement. Do you guys know anything about this? You have any idea that this is? No? No idea? Okay. I want you guys, well, one of you, if you want to, can read it off. Enforcement of child support. I want you to just read that particular section. This section right here, I want you to read it.
Section 171-I. Enforcement of child support and combined child and spousal support arrears. 1. The Commissioner, on behalf of the Department, shall enter into a written agreement with the Commissioner of the Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance.
Wait a minute, ain't that like the Social Security Commission? What they doing with their hands in the Social Security? Not Social Security, but your birth rights. The technicality between you and your child. Where they come from? Either you're disabled or the child is disabled. Or the mother must be disabled, right? We ain't gonna get into who's disabled, because that's non-negotiable. We all know that there's some type of dysfunctional attribute to a woman coming to you and saying, you gotta pay. It's true, but at the same time, that's the norm. It's normal. It's absolutely normal for you to have to pay for a child because it's your child, okay? Let's not neglect that. Now, we got this section out of the way. Now, this right here, we're gonna go down. We're gonna determine the criteria right here. That's section 8. Pull it down a little bit. You don't have to highlight it. Pull it down. I want you guys to read it. Come down. The criteria for determining case subjects. I want you to read that. Read that off of them.
The criteria for determining case subjects to referral to the Department for Enforcement shall not include cases for which payments are being received by the Support Collection Unit as a result of an income execution issued pursuant to Section 5241 of the Civil Practice Law and Rules.
Right.
Hold
on. We haven't gotten that yet. Now, this section, what would you say this section means to you? What does this section mean right here? That particular section we just read. What do you think of it? What does it mean? Because see, this is like a question and A. I give you the questions, you answer your own questions.
They can't enforce it if something's being paid, right?
That's right. So that means they're not interfering if you have an agreement prior to them coming into the criteria in which is the subject matter of the child, right?
Yeah.
So the claim is, if you beat them to the punch, the state can't step in your shoes.
So pretty much.
But you gotta make a legal contract.
There is where we're at right now. We ain't got there yet. We're gonna get there. As a matter of fact, go back to 705 Illinois compiled statute. That's where the contract is. Did I not say contract law? Yeah, I said that at the very beginning. That's where it is, but the monetization is what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for, right? You want $5 million? Who want to be a millionaire? Who want to be a millionaire? You understand me? So anybody under contract can supply the demand. Everybody's demanding something. Aren't you demanding something for your gas tank? Aren't you demanding for something that says, hey, I got to pay my bills. Somebody got to pay my bills, right? Now, why are we sitting and negotiating amongst each other? And our friends down in City Hall and the county, they're making lots of money. They ain't doing nothing. They're just sitting behind the desk typing up papers, giving you friendly smiles, and they expect you to come back tomorrow, right? So we're gonna skip over here. We're gonna go over to
Back up.
we're gonna go to the third one. Boom, there we are. Now look at this right here. Now I want you guys to read. I want you to read this up. The New York State Department of Taxation and Finance. When you get done with this, then you'll lose your marbles. Go ahead, knock it out.
The New York State Department of Taxation and Finance, DTF, files warrants in county clerk's offices throughout the state pursuant to Chapter 60, Article 8, Section 171-I of the tax law to enforce collection of child support and/or combined spousal and child support arrears.
Oh, that's just wonderful. That's wonderful. I know everybody's stuck. What? What is a warrant? What's a warrant? They can lock you up, right? Yeah. Judge signs a warrant. But you know what a warrant is?
The government check.
Hit it right on the button. Don't be reading my stuff. Well, who are you? Get him out of the crack. Get him out. Now, this right here, as you can read it, they've made it very clear that the DTC, Department of State right here, gives the clerk the allowance, the money to come and get you. And, of course, pay their subsidiaries to enforce it. Who comes to get you if you don't pay your child support? Oh, sure, yeah. So they get, how much they get? How much do you think they get? They get about 2% to come and get you, just to enforce a warrant. They already got that on layover.
So it's a bounty.
Ah, there it is. And the hunt is on. Who said that? Who? And the hunt is on. And you're the prey. Who said hunt? Well, Hunger Games, but it was Boys from the Hood.
Yeah.
Brother told him.
Lawrence Fishburne,
Right. No, not Lawrence Fishburne. It was the other cat, The Rock. Yeah. And he looking for you. He wants you to step on out there and do what exactly your baby mama is going to negotiate with the state on the behalf of you. Just like your other half is acting as you, right? She steps in, she says, I want a petition. He ain't paying. You gotta pay. And if you don't pay, I'm gonna rob him. Of course, the state, they're just waiting like, sure, let's go rob him. Got sheriffs up front. Got him a check. That's set him loose, you know. Next thing you know, triple dipping. What you mean? Hey, double dip. They get paid to come and get you. Now here's how the cash registers happen. Oh, come on in, young ladies. Hey, how y'all doing? All right. This is how they triple dip, not double dip, triple dip. They go in and say, okay, this right here, this particular section right here, is the balance of the inquiry against, say, this young man here. So, the mother signs the petition. And forget all the paternity, let's just cut to the chase, the money. They say that this particular section right here is monetized by the state government to underwrite and guarantee all their activities. Sort of like when you get bonded, you know, they have to have a surety to act on their behalf, right? So they say, okay, this is what we're gonna do. The people will act on our behalf, and when they forfeit this law to us, we'll sign the checks to ourselves and come get them to enforce it. They agree to all the terms and conditions. They never say, oh, no. I'm not negotiating with her. Or you have a contract with legally what? Binds you to what? They have to honor what? Their own laws, their own contract law, right?
Yeah.
And you telling them stop financing. I want my money. Or you know what? I'll give her the money. I'm done. I don't want to negotiate. I'm good. We both agree.
They created money out of the situation.
Well, technically what they did is they took this and they laundried it. They signed it on a check, shot it off to our little friends down at, who was that up there? Department of who?
Department of Finance.
They told them, look, here's what you can do. You can enforce this particular statute, but we're going to co-sign a warrant, make it payable to our friends down at the local precinct, but, you know, we need the district attorney, the AG, Attorney General, he signs it. Then the comptroller gets it, he signs it, and then the state treasury releases the funds to all the agencies.
They just created credit.
Now we just created how many jobs doing that? Let me ask you, how many jobs did we create? Now remember, Magic Mike, if he gets plugged in the head, what happens? Magic Mike, he dies, coroners come out, cha-ching. Police come out, detectives, cha-ching, cha-ching. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like a never-ending battle. You're talking about people that are using these things to transfer money from one place to the next. As long as they got the money in their hand, you know, here you go. You know, the dogs are set loose. You got the hounds out here sniffing around the block. They want you. They want you so bad they can come to your mother's house. And you know, we're looking for Ray. Yeah, it's kids. It's kids are here. Right? It's funny. So Ray must be around, right? Now they want to enforce what? That monetary state. They get a piece. Every time they want to lock you up, they want a piece of that. Every transaction, boom, 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 boom. They sign these orders, boom, boom. And what is an order? An order is a money order. It's a transaction to transcend one particular instrument, that's right here, into money. That's the only way you can pay the agents. How do you pay agencies with no money? I'm gonna show you where that money comes from. Let's go over here to New York. As a matter of fact, you know what? I think I'm gonna skip on over to the Constitution. I need y'all to open up article. Okay, let's go all the way down.
Scroll down.
All the way to article section 8. What's section 8, guys? What's section 8? No, what is it? What's section 8? What do we know it for? What is section 8 known for?
Housing.
Housing. Section 8, right?
Yeah, housing section 8.
Yeah, just some. All right, go down just a little bit. Section 8. Let's see section 8 up there. Now highlight this little section right there, and then I'm gonna have you read it. It's one sentence. Read it for me.
borrow money on the credit of the United States.
Woo, y'all sound real, real good all of a sudden. In unison, right? It works. See now, they took an oath to do what?
Borrow money on the credit of the United States.
The hell are they doing, man, right? So, we're talking about contractors, and I'm going to have you pull those contracts out of there. Actually pull out maybe 2 or 3 of them, yeah, and pass them around. Let's see our little public officials on paper. I'm going to let y'all take a look at this. I want you to eat this up. So, as we're looking at this, Section 8 says here, matter of fact, we're going to go from the top. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties imposed in excess, to pay the debts, and provide the common defense in the what? The what? The general what? I can't hear y'all.
General Assembly.
Don't play with that. The general what?
General Assembly.
The general, no. That's the component. The general what?
Welfare.
The general welfare. So that means we all need a service, right? We all need some money. We need a little tax money. We need a little money to go. We need something, right? We need something. I tell you what you're looking at right there. Whose name's on those? Who is that? Pass a few around. Who? Ben who? Abrato? I don't even know that guy. But he's creating credit right now. You know why? Because he locked up about 15 people. Body of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Already. That was just the top of the morning. Oh my God, that was crazy. That's 1%, 1.5% per contract. So he's getting chopped up. He's getting mad money every time he sign a warrant. Boom, boom. Yeah, go get them all. I don't care. How you doing? Kick down the door. No warrant. They call those search warrant is a no-knock search warrant. They got those. You know, kick down the door, take everybody, shoot the dog. Do whatever you got to do. Get that person because we got to exercise this particular contract so we can do what?
To borrow money on the credit of the United States.
So we're asking for the United States to pay the states to provide us a service, right? Yeah. All right. Now we're going to go down real quick and I'm going to show you how you broke the law on accident. Bring it down a notch. We're going to go to Section 9 this time. Actually, would it be Section 9? I believe so. Yes, it will. No, it won't. Keep going down real quick. Scroll on down. Hold on. Yep, scroll on down. That'll be Section 9 we're looking at. Scroll down. Now, highlight this area right here. Right there. And then I want you guys to read it in unison. Read that in unison. What does that say?
No money shall be drawn from the treasury, but in consequence of appropriations made by law.
And you know what appropriations are? Appropriations mean money. It is defined as money. Anything in exchange for a service, anything on receipt, anything on contract, monetization. Hey, you see me go down there? No, over here. Right here. Hey, can you see me? Come here, come closer. You can see me? Oh, my God. That's great. Thanks. So, if we're asking for them every time in consequence, what's the consequence? Yeah, you broke the law, right? You didn't even say it, just knocked your head off.
Repercussions.
Well, the repercussions is whether or not you become conscious and aware that you actually got your head knocked. It just depends. But consequence of appropriations made by law is that if you break it, we make it. You understand what I'm saying? So they're asking you, go out, please. Be a matter of fact, you're the most noteworthy financial instrument in the street right now. We know you're gonna break the law. Put back out there. Yeah, kill 2 people. Come on. Life sentence ain't gonna get me in. I'm not gonna get paid. They're gonna be right back. It's no problem.
So he's creating the idea off of the one that's actually creating the money for them.
Well, not necessarily. We're creating the system in and of itself, kind of by accident. Acquiescence. They call it acquiescence. You accidentally create something and don't know you're involved. Don't even know you're involved in it. I didn't create that. Did you? When was the last time you broke the law? Matter of fact, when was the last time you've been in front of a judge? Do you remember his name? No? You remember his name? No? Anybody remember the last judge they were in front of? I'm serious. Nobody. You guys, come on, man. Lock you guys up. No. Okay, so ultimately, at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. This is the receiving end of the finance, all right? Let's go, actually, let's go back over to the tax, but we're going to go next to it here. I think, well, actually, we're going to start at the 4th tab there. Let's go to the 4th tab. Yep. All right, let's go down. Now, this is the fun part right here. You guys got to find this. We'll pull it down. All right, up. All right. Now, what's that region? At the top, start at New York, LIE. What's that?
New York law.
No, let's say it in unison, please. LIE, law, subsection 37, New York Code. What's that, Fred? Say it again. Come on, together.
Bond to discharge all liens.
Okay, so, see here. I want you to chop it up from here all the way to here.
Point that again.
Yep. All the way to here, the contract, right there. Bing. There you go, right there. Now, read it all together. Whom a contract exists for improvement. Now, they're talking realty, but in reality, they're talking any form of property, whether you're locked up, you're in jail, county, municipal, it doesn't matter what happens. Real property is you. Think of your name instead of the real property in the interface. So read it all for me.
The owner or contractor between whom a contract exists for the improvement of real property may, either before or after the commencement of the improvement, execute as a principal a bond to the county clerk of the county where the premises are situated in such amount as the Supreme Court of this state or any justice thereof, or the county court, or the county judge of such county may direct, which shall not be less than the amount then unpaid under such contract. Conditions for the payment of any judgment or judgments which may be recovered in any action for the enforcement of any and all claims, notice of which may be filed as in this section provided, arising by virtue of labor performed or material furnished in or about the performance of such contract.
So, any contract you exercise in the state of New York here, the Supreme Court has set a specific precedent to financially the underwriting of whom can exercise this particular bond, which the bond means that ultimately it doesn't matter the amount, it matters of the significance of the contract. The contract and the bond, long as the nature of it arises in the same context. If it's $50,000, you get a $50,000 bond, what have you just done?
Discharge all liens.
So it discharges that particular lien and any lien thereafter on the body, on the, let's say, you know, you can, in other words, you can exercise it over and over again, Anytime you set yourself into a contract, 50,000, 100,000, doesn't matter. The judge says, you know, 25, you're paying 25. If it's, you know, of course, a lifetime, such as my ex-wife, for instance, then I'm asking them, hey, I need you to pay until they're 18. So I got $5 million on that. That grid is out the way. I ain't got to do nothing.
I'm missing something.
Okay, talk to me.
I'm not following what this paragraph is really saying.
This paragraph is saying that real property, and even though it sounds something, it sounds like it's something that surrounds the construction of an individual that's exercising a particular, you know, some type of a form of labor or some form of, you know, some type of what do you want to call it? Some type of noble act publicly. You know, I'm going to go build a building, so I'm going to get a bond that discharges all liens. No, the premises of it is the same as real property. So again, think of yourself as real property instead of what the nature of the context in which they're saying it in. They hide it, but they're not saying it. No one can actually say. I mean, I'm not going to say outright. You can take a body attachment off. You say North Carolina. North Carolina has laws where they put body attachments on you. Instead of a warrant, they put a body attachment on you. So you forfeit that, whatever you put up as an asset, boom, it's instantly taken.
So when you say body attachment, you mean?
To real property, like you, personal property of the state. That's to say that you are the property of the state of North Carolina. That's what they're saying in so many words. That's what I live.
Aren't they saying that everywhere here in this country?
Technically.
When you get a birth certificate or social security?
No. Real property is that of which has forfeited itself to the state. So if I abandon my child, give them a birth certificate, in exchange for that, they give me liberties, privileges, benefits. This is one of the benefits right here. But nothing by virtue you can't see it. They put it in the law. They didn't dip it off anywhere. They didn't say, oh, well, here's some monies along the side that we've invested in your future. No, that's called the full faith and credit. Let's scoot on over here to the tax law here, next to it. And we're gonna go and we're gonna read this right here. What is a tax warrant?
A tax warrant is a legal action against you and creates a lien against your personal property.
So here they are saying that a lien against your real or personal property. Doesn't matter whether it's public or your private individual indemnification to public property or private property. You know, you've got your clothes. This is public technically, so we're looking around. This is public property here. And if this legal circumstance to put a tax warrant on it is the basis of the state raising revenue, then what are they saying? An illegal action does what? Can create what?
Liens.
Against who?
That's what.
There's the answer to your question.
Real and personal property.
There you go. That's the answer to your question. So it's a catch-22. They put it everywhere, but they sprinkle it. They never put it in one particular law. They never do that. Because then, of course, they would just, oh, here it is, right here you go. Just go home, you know, I'll pay your child support. It's no problem. They'll let you walk, right? It's the best thing in the world, is to be able to walk away from something that they created and give it right back to them. It's wonderful, it's wonderful. All right, let's go. What happens? Let's go to what happens and read all 4 of those sections right there.
The warrant is a public record stating that you owe taxes to New York State.
We have the right to collect your debt through a levy,
income execution, and the seizure and sale of property.
There you
The
go.
warrant is filed with your local county clerk's office and the NYS State Department of State. The action may also show up in the credit report, making it more difficult for you to get a loan or buy and sell property.
Oh, so it doesn't have to necessarily be what? Physical property? Just like a vehicle?
Credit.
Or that credit. So what is future credit?
Loan.
To what? Borrow what?
Borrow loan or buy property.
So they say that basically you can't use your future credit to indemnify what you already got. Then they're saying you either indebted to them, in which they're asking you to either sell your, well, they're going to sell your property, they're going to seize it, and then of course they're going to offer it to the city clerk, and then the city clerk's going to do what with it?
Auction it off.
Auction it off. And how do you auction off a body? Yeah, how do you auction off a body? How do you auction off a body?
Slave.
You put it up for tax sale. Yeah, I'm done, right? Huh?
Stock market.
Ah, there we go. There you go. That's it. The real market. But here's the thing. We still got a black market out here. And there's plenty of bodies that'll cover all the debts we already got in assets, right? Now, they say we got, I don't know, a few billion in debt. But our asset base is based on new prisons, counties, municipalities. We got all kind of stuff going on. We got lots and lots of money to handle. But somebody's going to wind up in this wild out decision. I'm going to go bug out and do something crazy with my car. Next thing you know, you're just raising revenue by putting a levy on your body. They executed your income, which is what they seize, which is the seizure and then the sale of your property, whether it's personal or what? Oh, real. That's a bit weird.
Now,
Okay. All right.
What
Come.
would be the difference between the personal and real?
And they say there's public and private. There's 2 separate things. No, they ain't. If you're walking the street, aren't you public property? Don't you have a contract with the state? Then they come kidnap your ass. And walk your ass. Take you to the county. It's time to go. And you've been out here long and hard. You ain't private, because if you were private, you'd be at home minding your business. Because do they got jurisdiction in your house? They got jurisdiction in mine. They can just kick. Now they can come down and kick down my door and claim they got it. But did I sign that warrant?
No.
Aren't I supposed to be in front of whatever justice that claimed that they got jurisdiction over me? But that still makes me real property though, because they're executing what? They're executing what? I want y'all to read that again. that second sentence. We have the right to what?
Income, execution, and seizure of the said property.
Very interesting. Huh? It's steep, right? It gets a little deeper than that, my friend. So there it is, right here at the bottom. Now, who else can do warrants? Now, this isn't, remember, search, it don't, again, warrant is a paycheck. So, search for warrants and liens at what?
U.S. State Department of Tax warrants, child support enforcement warrants.
They're all one and the same. Again, they're separating the language so that you get one of the two twisted. Well, that's not the other one. It doesn't say that in the law, but it does say it in the law. They just made two separate laws for two ideologies that click together. They go to what? One agency, right?
Yeah.
So they apparently come from the same place. Because the only person that can enforce it is the source. We're the source, unfortunately. You know, and the feeding frenzy is the county waiting for us to come on down and do something stupid. Oh yeah, go make babies. Be plentiful. That kid needs a job anyways. So they waiting for you. They're not waiting for you. Calm down. Come on, man. You like this business. I know you don't. I know you like it. I'm good. I'm good. So okay, here we are. Sell a property. Let's go down. Here we are. Selling a property. Let's read that off together, guys. Let's read it off together. Highlight it. Up a little bit.
Up more.
Up. Selling a property. Selling property. Let's read it.
If there's a lien on property you want to
sell,
sell, you must pay the debt in full.
Pay the what?
Pay the debt in full.
Pay the debt in full. Okay.
Guaranteed funds.
Guaranteed funds.
With what?
Guaranteed funds.
Okay.
We can then issue a notice of pending warrant satisfaction. Most title companies accept this as proof that the lien will be removed.
All right. All right. Now here it is. Credit reports. What does credit report say right here? I want you guys to read this off real quick.
We don't report tax warrants to credit reporting agencies.
That means they want to hide the hand. Because if they put it in your face, they'd be, oh yeah, sure. I'll set a warrant for you. Like 30 grand, but hey, don't pay it any mind, you know. It's popped up before. I got evidence that they'll put the warrant on your credit report on accident. Oops. They know what it is. Let's take it off. Let's clear it. Make it a clerical error. Because if they see it, they might go get it. Treasury sitting there with the check like, hold on. Just tell the judge, write it all. They trying to keep it as quiet as possible, because if they put it out here like this, they pretty much just walk on in and say, hey man, here you go, here's a check. Sorry, didn't mean it. You can't take care of that child if you don't. Thanks. Now, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to take care of us, right? The welfare of the what? Let's go back to the Constitution. Go back over to the Constitution here.
General welfare.
General welfare. But can we say that again together, please?
General welfare.
So the people are supposed to be taken care of by these institutions, right? Okay, all right. Let's go to New York here. Let's go to tab right across. Nope. Next over here. 6, what is that? 3, 6, 7 tab here to your. There you go. There we are. All right. Now we're gonna get into the accounting. That's fun right here. This is a New York State accounting system user procedure manual. Now we're gonna go. We're going to start rolling up. Oh, matter of fact, let's stop here just for a moment. Appropriation rollover. What's appropriations again? Can we say that in unison? Money, right? Okay, let's pull up a little bit. Just a little bit. Go slowly. Scroll. No, not up, down. I mean down as in up. Okay, down. Now these are all these agencies that are getting money. Come on, keep it going. Hold on. Go up a little bit. Hold on. What is this right here? Hold on. What's this right here?
Probation
and correction.
Say it one more time. Say that again. Come on, y'all sound weak.
Division of Probation and Correction. ALT. What? I don't know what the
alternative.
Say what? What's that? Yeah, well, it could be. I don't know, but I know it's an acronym. It could be anything that nature brought and just isn't going to tell us. We're distraught with the thing. What is it? But I don't know. Alright, so we got this simple stuff, right? We got the Department of Probation and Corrections. They get money from the state. They get poured in hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. Each contract that comes in. And of course, you pay for it. Alright? Hello, lovely ladies. How you doing? Come on in. So, let's go up. I'm alright. Let's go up here. Oh, wait a minute. Look, who is this? Who's that right there? Department of what? A division. Division of who? Services. Services. Come on. We want, we've been waiting for you. The bed is warm and the water is hot. We have plenty of soap too. This is a great place. Now, this is what we're looking at. An institution that likes to do business, throw you in jail, negotiate with your family, anything, ransom, like bond, right? They say, well, we got a warrant on the guy. You gonna pay for it or not, right? It sounds nice, you know, come in, you pay, they let you go. You walk out, they smack you again, bring you back. Whoa, what are you talking about? We got out of state. We forgot about that. Sorry for that. We got to ship this guy. No, we can't do it. Sorry, man. Doesn't that sound like an auction block to you? That doesn't sound like an auction block? We got to ship this guy. We don't have a choice. The other state got jurisdiction. We can't do nothing, man. Sorry. We're going to hold your money until he comes back, all right? You know, you just chill out. Nothing. It's nothing, right? Come on, let's go up. Let's go. Council for Children. Now check this out. I like these guys. You see this? Office of Advocate for Disabled and the Council of Children and Families. These are the agencies. Well, this particular agency right here is the one that gets your money, pulls it. Well, they don't even need your money. They can actually have the state sign them a warrant. And they turn around and they turn up, as they call it, the term in North Carolina. You actually, well, they call it loss of turnout here, but this is what they do to finance their activities, because this is their accounting principles. We're not the tax table anymore. We don't put the money into the hand of the guy that's going to take care of what this agency is supposed to do. So the state take care of all of this information, right? They're having fun, and they're making lots of jobs. How many jobs have we created already? How many? You have no idea, right? Okay, come on down.
1790 right so far. So.
No. The number of people we employ by each one of these agencies that pulls out money from the state and comes down here to enforce their stuff on us. Go up until you hit this right here. I want this top of button. Hit right here. See that right there? Last one, right here. Let me look. Let's pull it down just a little bit. Now here, doesn't make a difference. All of these are these are interstate. This is New York, but it's interstate. All of these are interstate police. Now what does this say right here? OSF what? OSC dash what?
Asset liability and
Revenue Department. That's right. That's right. The #1 source. And if you turn those over, what you get? I'm just saying. What do you got? What do you got? Yeah, what do you got? You know what I mean? So, Office of the Department of Comptroller, we got those friendly people. And who are these people right here? Aren't they the same people that are associated with the asset and liability side? Who is this right here?
Offset and lien unit.
Can you please say it louder?
Offset and lien unit.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Let's come on up. Let's come on up just a little bit. We're going to go from revenue, audit section, all the way on down. All right, stop there. Stop there. And in domain, we got, what is this? Say that a little louder, please. Sounds great. All right, so we got the audit refund section, the lien unit, and then we have, who is this right here?
Money section.
That's who?
Money section.
Can't hear you.
Money section.
Appropriation section, right? All right, now we're going to go, I'm just breezing through what you see as accounts receivable on the end of the public that you don't see. There's the offset books that they already got cooked, waiting for your goose. All right. Now we're gonna start right in with our friends here, Office of Unclaimed Money. That's where you're supposed to get all your refunds from, the ones that steal your money. Justice Court on the 9th floor. Okay. All the way on down. Let's go down a little bit. Department of Law, New York State. Let's see. New York Senate temporary. Let's go down some more. I want to check. There should be some courts in here. Printing bills. All else do we got? Come on, come on, come on. All right, we got legislative commissions. Here we are, hold on. Here we are. OCA, administrative lawyers for fund for client protection, and then we go municipals all the way on down. Keep scrolling, I just want you to check it out. Now, you may have little sections here that are little buttons, nooks, and crannies. Hold on, slow down a little bit. But you're gonna see all of these judicial branches are funded by the state directly. Everybody that puts in a petition to appeal, where do you go? Division 1, you got Division 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course the second division may be in the same sector. They just separated it for whatever particular reason. All right, Court of Claims, all this is great, all right? We got the accounting down. Let's go over to New York again. Second to last tab. All right, on the discharge, okay, oh, we already checked that out. Let's go to our last one here. All right, now this is the fun part. This actually is where, how you doing, guys? All right. This is the last genuine part to where it all begins, the top of the echelon. Who can write these kind of numbers and start a national deficit? Who's the only person that can do that? That's the federal government. Who? Where's the power? Treasury and who else? The president. Yeah, the president and the Secretary of Treasury are the guys that can create this. Now, this particular section right here is limited. This is the reason why they can't raise the debt ceiling right now. They're like, well, you know, unfortunately, you know, the Congress doesn't agree with your tactics. We don't like you. And it's not because you're black. We just simply don't want to do it. That's it. Democrats, Republicans, whatever. They're all the same. They're all the same, okay? Actually, I think if I can, I believe I have it. And I'm going to pull it up real quick. I'm going to go over here and pull it up. Now, while I'm doing that, I actually read it. I'm going to pull something nice and lovely out for you so we can show our National Congress what kind of fund numbers they are involved in as far as contracting is concerned. All right? Yep, you got it. I'll be right in. And let's see here. I'm going to go into our federal payroll. Let's see here. I believe this is it. When he gets back, we're going to actually, Mike, can you help me out here? Just a little bit. Yeah, just to scroll and all that good stuff. We're going to go through all these agencies that have tax identification numbers, and these are the ones that contract all your monetary policies that you know of today. Okay, let's start with the beginning up here. Yeah, highlight that for me. Right here, Administrative Office of the United States Courts. Oh, you're good. I like that. There we go. Go playing. What's that say? Let's try it one more time. One more time. All right. Now, who are these guys right here?
Federal claim courts.
Federal claim courts, right? They got a federal tax. They got a federal employee identification number. Who are these guys? Right there.
Federal Judiciary Center.
Ah, okay. So we got two agencies that are known to contract not only your benefits over, but if we look at the national disaster, as a matter of fact, if you go to the bottom of the queue there, brother, you over here, no. Go up. I'm sorry, go up all the way up, and go to the queue with the tab all the way to the bottom. To the bottom. No, all the way to the bottom over there. And you're gonna see those four boxes. Click on it. No, all the way to the bottom. Bottom left. There you go, right there. Okay. You're gonna go back to, all right, Windows. No Windows. And then you're gonna go back down here and click on that. No, right next to it. Right next to it. There you go. So, as you already know, part of that budget, that this money supplied by debt ceiling does what? It funds what? The entire time, this whole practical, meaningful form of creating credit out of thin air, we're talking 14 what? Who's got the digits on that? 14 what?
14 trillion.
14 trillion. 200 what?
294 billion.
That's right. So they only can raise it statutorily, remember. This is a law. This isn't the basis. Now remember, the law is a contract. That means this is constructed to monetize this. And then they're going to put it right in front of your face. I already showed you what the bonds were. That was fun. That was lots of fun. In this particular section right here, this is even funner. You know where it comes from, right? You know where it comes from. So we're going to go and actually, what you can do, no, go up here and go to the side of the window. Now, there you go. Side of the window, side of the window. Now click. Now click on it right there. Now we're going to flip the screen up. Try it again. Up there, click. All right. Now we're going to go down. Just a little bit more. Census bureaus. It's lots of fun. Lots of jobs we create. All right, wonderful. This is great, guys. All right, stop there. Go back up. Now check this out. Los Angeles. Now we're going to go from here. No, we're not even going to start here. Believe it or not, we are. Yes, so the Department of Defense. Read off each particular section. Boom, 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 boom. Let's put them all in perspective.
Civilian employees.
Say it like, come on, guys.
Civilian employees. And they have non-appropriated funds. Army, Navy, Air Force.
Hold on, yeah, keep saying them.
Marine Corps. Coast Guard.
Come on down. All right, now we got the Department of Energy. We're not going to pay them any attention. Now the Department of Health and Human Services. Now here are the guys that are funding the state directly with all these appropriations. All these monies that are funded in state grant blocks, feds are saying, hey, we'll give you the money. It's no problem. We'll give you the money. How many people do we have to supply this demand for? We already know this is a problem. We're already on the debtor end of it. The feds, that is. Because they do what? They borrow what? They borrow the money, but then they tell the states, you don't necessarily have to pay for it because you're exempt. But who has to pay for the taxes at the end of the day? We do. Let's say, please.
The taxpayers.
There you go. Well, no, they labeled us as taxpayers. Naturally, you can't be a taxpayer if you're not paying taxes. Now, can you? I mean, if I'm out here, I'm not working. Can I be a taxpayer? Can I pay taxes for something I'm not using?
So the corporation.
The corporation is using the tax. And then they hand it to you and say, hey, why don't you pay? You're a good guy. Come on back to work. We love you, man. You guys create jobs for us. We can go to work locking you up, killing you. This is fun, but this is the reality. This is what we're looking at here. Okay, this is how they eat us up from the outside in, and then we set up a referee about, and the Joneses and talking and hanging out. Doesn't do a damn. It does nothing. So right here, come on up. Department of Human Services, Division and Commission of Personnel, come on up. The Department of Interior, they have a little bit of fun themselves. They got the Department of Education under the wing. That means every state that has a Department of Education has they have their own specific division to be funded by the federal government, in which tells them what they can and cannot do. They give them the policies, they tell them exactly how the guidelines are supposed to move, how they're supposed to be churned, how they can be maneuvered and allocated, how they can change it at a drop of a dime, and any notice that they feel financially, well, they're just the kids are getting the raw deal. Give them a little bit of inspiration. Give them hope, but don't give them no money. Give them anything. You can feed them anything. Anything less giving them money would influence them to do what? Do absolutely nothing. Go home and say, look, Mom, give me a bag full of goodies and some gym shoes and some, oh my God. And then your mother's like, well, why don't they get that to me? And then what happens? We have a welfare mentality all of a sudden because we've been given something for so long, we think it's ours, right? I'm entitled to it. It's only right. He cheated me. I got 15 years out this dude. No, he's going to court and I'm going to knock his head off, right? So we got the Department of Education. They're getting some public funds. Let's go down a little bit. Department of Labor, okay, a little bit more. Department of State. Department of Transportation, go down a little bit. Now here's our friends right here. Now these are the guys right here that want to regulate the money. Now what you know who said something really, really intriguing to me, and I was young and didn't even know somebody said it to me, and realized it dawned on me, boom, just came out of nowhere. I don't know where it came from. He said that Rockefeller himself said, specifically, he said, you create the laws, so let me control the money. Said it himself. Rockefeller, this guy's an oil digger. He's a nobody, but he wants you to do one thing. Let me control the money. You can make whatever you want, because ultimately I have to fund that. I'm the backer. You can do whatever you want, but that was just the surface of it. So we can just look at Rockefeller. It's the influence to what we're entitled to. We think it's ours. All right? Here's their tax identification number. Here we are, Chuck Thomas, Federal Reserve Board payroll. I'm sure he's been fired or he's dead or something. Something happened to him. Who knows? Mishap, you never know. Go up. Now, this right here is an acronym. General Services Administration. That's a GSA. Now, these people are the ones that are all federal workers. Those are the ones that you smack, you strangle, you do anything to, you wind up with a minimum, actually absolute minimum of 10 years in the doorway in the feds, right? You got the DC courts, and if I'm looking at this correct, what's this right here? And what does that stand for? Okay, Federal Employee Identification Number. All right. You guys are getting it together, I think. GSA, so when you go into a building and you see a little contract up there, it's nothing specific, it just says, we did this, we're important, and it says GSA. That's the acronym for these people right here. Now you got the DC courts, this is how they get jurisdiction in places in which they are not allowed in, such as the states. All right? Matter of fact, I want you to flick on here again, flick on there again, one more time, all the way over there, yeah, tab. I'm going to show you how they're able to enter into, go up here, the last one at the end. Careful, yeah, that's it right there. Now, I want you guys to read this section right here. That I will, what? Support the what?
I will support the Constitution.
Let's try it again, come on.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
So, they got dual contracts. They got a contract with the United States and the state of what?
Illinois.
No, the state of Illinois and who else? The state of Department, no, not the Department, but Washington, D.C. They're a state. Let's go up here. Let's go over here again. Flick. Now, who are these guys? DC courts. So that DC is saying we got jurisdiction if it's constitutional in your state. Matter of fact, what was it? Texas tried to supersede the feds. Oh, we don't want we don't want no problems. You can't come into our country. This is our state. Now, how could you exit jurisdiction that you've already waived, given by public admission? You've agreed to what? To take an oath. Both jurisdictions. Both of them. So that madness they're talking about, oh no, we don't want the feds. They want the feds. They want them on the, not because the people are saying they don't want them, but they're agreeing. They gotta sell you something. Yeah, man, I'll get rid of the feds, sure. Just put me in public office. Don't worry about a thing. Got you. Of course, I didn't do anything to the children. I saw your wife, but everything was good. That's what they do. Right? That's business. All right. Well, let's go down a little bit. Just a little bit. Hold on. Go up. And there's well, we don't see it here. Let's go up. General printing. Go up. I'm sorry. Feds. No, I'm sorry. Go down. That's what I meant. Sorry for that. General printing, space and administration. Now here's the goods right here. National Finance Center, NFC. Okay, this you will actually see on Social Security checks. The acronym, that is, NFC. These are the guys that put the wholesale goods on anything that's written, financially that is. So with that, they have what? The Department of what? Ain't that Section 8? Ain't that part of Section 8? There's a big part of them getting money, put people up, right? Right. Okay, who else do we got here? Department of Treasury. And who else right here? Who is they? These guys are famous. That's the biggest mob. Department of Justice. Nasty guys, all right? So here we are. We got the Congressional Budget Office. Now let's go up and click on that again. Click over. No, just put it over there. There you go. Click. And then we're going to go all the way over here to 31 again. Now, what does it say right here? The what? What's that? Public debt limit, right? Now, this is their finance, right? Guaranteed. The face amount of obligations issued under the chapter and the face amount of the obligations whose principal and interest are guaranteed by the United States government, except guaranteed obligations held by the Secretary of Treasury may not be more than $14 trillion. They're going to go up again, and this actually is by our budget's process described in this particular section right here. Rule XLIX. Let's go up here, click on it again. And we're going to show you who controls that. We got the Department of Treasury and the Department of Treasury and the Department of Justice. And of course, these are the ones that they don't write it, they just have something to do with it. They're the middlemen between, actually that's just creating another job for a facility that keeps tabs on finance. They're watching everything. All the books, whoever cooks them, whoever wants to negotiate for them. Who are these guys? Aren't they famous? Don't we know about them? Who are they?
Insurance Corporation.
Yeah, the Insurance Corporation. All right, so FDIC insures all of these people, as we probably already know. We got the Library of Congress. All right, let's go down a little bit. Hold on. These corps, you got State Capitol Police. That's their section there. Go ahead. A little bit. Hold on. Foundation, personnel, go down. We got nuclear regulators, Office of the Thrift, that's for banking, Railroad Retirement Board, Tennessee Valley Authority, U.S. Coast Guard. Come on. Now here are all your friends right here that sign all those beautiful bills and actions, lock everybody up, take your property, reap all the benefits, and then turn around and tell you to pay for it. At the end of the day, we all pay for it. How do we pay for it? Through what? Forms of taxes? In some way, shape, form, or fashion? Those are statutes, right? Those are passed by the state that force us to pay for what? Pay for what? Everything. Pay for everything that's already written. Well, they claim that they already paid for it. So we got the House of Representatives. Now these right here, this acronym. What do you guys think that stands for? It's an agency location code, ALC. So anything that you may see that code on, or you may see it on a particular invoice from the state, that tells you that this particular code is from whatever agency that sent it. So if you actually look it up, in some cases you'll be able to find it, or you can ask the agency itself. When you send me an ALC code, that particular code is like a routing number that tells you who sent it to you and for what. Of course, you gotta know what kind of contract you're in the first place. Let's go up a little bit. We got the Senate. Those are with the representatives, House of Representatives. They have a separate one because they have to, of course, get paid. At the end of the day, they don't want to be looked at upon as a corporation, because then they couldn't separate both houses. All right, so we got the U.S. Supreme Court and the U.S. Tax Court. Now let's go up a little bit more. Is that the end of it? That's the end of it? All right, go over here. Let's open it up again. And we're going to go at the last end here. We're going to do Q&As. If you guys want to ask any questions, last one at the end. Q&As. Anything you want to ask, anything that you'd like to know, I'm obliged to answer. So I'm going to pass around the mic. You guys ask whatever you like. You sure? No, come on.
At the end of the day, how do we use this information?
Very good question. Now, you saw those contracts? I'm not sure if have you been able to see that?
Yeah.
You haven't one. Okay, now let's go over to somebody can pass me the mic in a minute. Let's see, article here, the middle section. All right, now how do you use an oath of office, right? How do you use the monetary policies? Let's go down a little bit. I'm going to show you how. I'm sorry, up, geez. Sorry, up and down, right? All right, so let's go up a little bit more. All right, section 8. Now, can we all read this again?
To borrow money or credit of the United States.
So if we're all asked to pay a debt, aren't they borrowing that money? Yes. So if they're borrowing it, then that contract says that they'll support that what? They'll support what?
Borrowing the money.
So if I contract to you and say, let's say you take me to court, I'm liable. All right, hey, whatever, man, I'll pay. I go in there, I got the oath of that particular judge that's in front of me. What judge name you got on there you're looking at? Either one of them, I don't care who it is. Give me George Kennedy, I don't care. What's the name on it?
Lien, Brownstein.
Brownstein. So me and you is running Brownstein, right? Now you want to tell me I gotta pay, and I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. At the end of the day, I don't care how it's circumvent between us. Is we're men, but we ain't in battle. We're in there to negotiate. That's it. So I go in and I hand you the oath, and I tell the judge, our friend, me and you, are negotiating whether or not you should, and this is us instructing the judge to do what?
Borrow money on the credit of the United States.
Now, while they had a debt ceiling, which is fine, ultimately at the end of the day, you and I are negotiating the people's credit. We're negotiating whether the people should be taxed, whether the people should be levied, or the people should be exempt from creating what?
Borrow money or debt.
That's right. What's that again?
Borrow money or debt.
That's right. So at the end of the day, using their contracts is the basis of what their thesis is, to borrow more money. We don't want to borrow. Do you want to borrow more money to be in debt, or would you like to pay somebody with credit and walk away? You like to walk away, right? Now the trick is whether or not you want to create the credit for your own benefit. Now to sue yourself would be kind of, it'd be stupid. It'd be definitely be stupid. It would be a good idea. Is you look at you like, oh, now you're trying to steal from us. Sure, we'll borrow the credit for it, and then we're gonna lock you up with it. Because if you cash your own check, you know, it's like rubber stamping your own contract. You can't sell to yourself. It's impossible. So how does this work with that oath you were looking at? Anybody that goes in front of a judge, well, let's say again, child support. This is what we're talking about. Child support. Your ex-wife is sitting across from you. You're saying, look, I just need you to sign this contract. Now to consummate it, to keep them out of your contract, you're telling them that I'm going to supply her with the credit you're asking me for. But I'm going to have her co-sign your oath. That means that she's co-signing what? To do what?
Borrow money on the credit of the United States.
Can we say that a little loud? Just a little bit.
Borrow money on the credit of the United States.
Thank you. So, we got the United States, not only borrow money, well, they have to pay for the welfare of the what? Children. We're all children of God. Let's be real, right? That's what they said, and that's what we're going to use. Because that's what they claim we are. We are children. We're incompetent. We're slow. Yeah, I'm looking for the web. Yeah, we're all looking for help, but at the end of the day, they do what? To enhance what? Their realty in the people. You're real estate. I'm real estate. So I'm willing to pay you, but you got to give me what I'm asking for, which is your signature. I don't care how you do it. Hit me up.
Yeah, in that, do the judge actually respond directly to the presentation?
He's scared. He's ready to pack up and say, I'm going to put this up for an administrative review. He'll fold it, push it to the side, get up, and walk off his podium. I've had this 3 times already. 2, the judge, I asked him, hold on, wait, I'd like to appeal this decision. He says, Mr. Gillen, I'm not the appellate court. Thank you very much. And walked out.
Yeah, but then what, it goes to a higher court? Or how does it work?
Appellate would mean that now I'd have to take my undecided contract and send it to the appellate court. What options do they have? The appellate says, oh shit, we got one. Let's put a 3-panel up there. So one of us ain't got an oath, and we'll just play it off. You got?
How does it usually turn out?
It turns out pretty well. They wind up dismissing it in most cases. They'll put it up for administrative review. The administrative judge will say, oh shit, well, hold on, he's trying to employ us to do what? Oh, no, get rid of that, Because the administrative judge employs these guys to pay the debts. Well, county-wise, municipal, but not nationally. Nationally is a different story. Nationally, you're going into their constitution in which they've contracted to do what?
Borrow money on the credit of the United States.
Yes.
So does that go back to HJR 192?
Absolutely not. What everybody is mistaking HJR 192 for the credit system is that they discharged us from paying legal debts.
That's 192 or this one?
HJR 192 was to keep us from paying legal debts.
Okay.
So they turned it into an administrative thing. They said, okay, since you can't pay debts, we'll just create credit.
Right.
Then we'll lend it to you. How does that sound? Then, 1934, they came up with the IRS. Those are debt collections agencies, or agents. And the only way to get jurisdiction is to spread this constitution to the continuity of each county municipality in which would agree to borrow more credit at the end of the fiscal balance, as they call it.
So they go to PL 7310, Public Law 7310, where all debts are supposed to be
Correct.
because they already have an obligation to pay for.
But the problem is if they're paying, they're borrowing it at the same time. At the end of the year, they recycle the bills.
Do we care about that?
Of course we do, because in January 10th, if we haven't paid our bills, what do we got to do? We got to borrow more money by April 15th. So if you're borrowing more money,
Tax return season.
There you go. Which is what? For us to do what? Tax return season.
To get refund.
They get the refunds. But they don't want us to get the refunds. They want us to create new credit. That's why we're putting in our 1040s, 1041s, miscellaneouses, 1099 miscellaneouses, 1099 OIDs, everything. On the basis of creating new credit, which refurbishes their institutional and fractionalization to do what?
To borrow money on the credit of the United States.
So everybody that borrows, not borrow, and I don't mean it in that manner, I mean it as your wife petitions to dissolve your marriage. Dissolving a contract is to do what? Right, to resolve it. That's called a resolution. A resolution is, by far, if you look on Wikipedia, I'm not going to give you the actual specific terminology, but it states, for the most part, any institution or individual that decides on a board of a company or individually create a contract and compact of an agreement dissolves or dissipates the obligation to pay or whatever. Basically anything that instrumentally creates that quarantine effect of contractual application, you know, the apparatus of an agreement, you know, all faithfully, not kiss the bride, you know, that type of thing. At the end of the day, that's what your contract is based on. Now, the continuity of that is the state says, "Oh, okay, you breached." You know how the state got in your bed? They said, and they put, and I quote, they put an administrator in the middle of you two in a dispute of marriage. They said one thing, or let's just say the I don't know, what do you want to call it? The preacher said one thing, Baptist, whatever. Standing there, he says, "Does anybody disagree with this marriage?" Right? That's the first, you know, that's one of the parts of it. Then he turns around and he says, "Okay, well, by the power vested in me, by the state of what?" He just laid you into the welfare recipient's hands. He just handed it to you. Here you go. Now, it's supposed to be sacred. You're in a church. What is that state? Why is the state?
Separate state and church. But
That's right.
What if you get married in City Hall or something? No.
Oh, you definitely entered into a contract. The judge wants you or whatever. He's like, "Hell yeah, I'll take your money too." Shit, thank you.
Was it a liability on the behalf of the church?
No. Remember, the churches are exempt. That's why they exempted the church in the first place. So they can write the church off for the mandate of anybody in consummation with the state.
You become a nonprofit organization.
The nonprofit recipient to the state. So they receive funds to do what on the public's behalf? On the welfare recipient's behalf. Borrow more money. And then lend it to them. There you go. But they don't lend it. They say, "You're exempt from it. Don't worry about a thing. You're straight." What about the contractors? Because if they don't come in and pay you in this dispute, we're going to have a problem. Okay?
Can you give us a personal example of how you use this information so that people have a better idea about how to apply it?
Okay, you want an application, in other words. So what you want to enroll?
Well, first, how you use it.
How did I use it? Okay, let's go back over. Let's go all the way to the end here. We're going to start all over. No. Right, there you go, right there. Now, how did I use $5 million? Ain't this the contract number right there? Illinois compiled statute, right? Go up.
Yeah, but that's for Illinois. Right?
Yeah, that's Illinois, right? I'm just getting, that's my example. He asked, how did I do it? I gave her a contract and said, go down. I consummate our contract for $2,600 out of the $5 million bonded to me. I'm one of the people. How they gonna deny that?
So you just gave her that and she, what happened?
I gave her the contract. I gave her the consummation of the bond, which is received by and delivered to and prepared by none other than the clerk. I gave it to her. I said, "Hey, you're payable. Your possession in my bond is to allocate whatever monies I give you and give it to whomever authority I've been granted to hand you over to." Even though she doesn't necessarily know. Dorothy Brown was well, she still is. She's still the clerk of the courts. So I handed her bond over to my ex-wife along with a contract. You can even use a promissory note, something simple. Promissory note.
But what's this money? This bond is money. Is this tangible money? Like
it's tangible after the judge signs for it and it hands her a check through the welfare recipient services. The same.
State of Illinois.
That's right. The state of Illinois sends her a check every single month.
And it doesn't come out of you? It doesn't.
Man, I don't. They ain't tell me how they gonna tax a taxpayer for something I took and then credited them with. I credit them with their own financial instrument, man. How can I come on? How you lose?
Well, I'm saying like tax refunds, what they do.
No, I don't. No. I can put it as a deductible, but if I did that, then I'd be misappropriating state funds. So if the state has to file it as a deductible, and I try to get the credit for it, they're like, man, so, oh no, you don't.
So you just leave it alone.
Leave it alone, yeah, because it's not my credit. I didn't create it. She did. She petitioned for the money.
Does she have to agree?
Yeah, she doesn't necessarily have to. I can do it through a third party. I can tell the debt collections agency we got a contract. Here's the bond. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I've done that before.
Well, how's the contract? She has to sign the contract.
Not necessarily. I'm saying that I'm telling them that if they want to enforce it, that's right. Pay it in full. Well, right. $2,600 every month. $2,600. $2,600 out of
This
$5
process
million.
allows us to capture what you just did.
That's correct. That is correct. Hold on.
I don't have it for the whole entire, you know, because
They're gonna bust it.
Oh yeah.
What was that question? Oh, you want to answer?
Yes, I want to answer that question.
What was the question?
No, the question you asked me. The question you asked me. I'm sorry.
I went off on a tangent here. So
Right. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. Ask it again. I'm all in.
I don't remember the question.
Okay.
Actually, I remember.
Okay, what's the question? I'm sorry.
Like he's saying he's got court to come deal with, but
Right.
he's already in the situation. So is this like something that he can now bring into play in the middle of the process already?
Under the circumstances that you're in, this right here is just like the oath and the bond of any clerk or judge. That's like a continuation. Anytime that they're in contract with you to come to court at any given time, this is available. Mine happened to be available. Let's go to, matter of fact, let's look up here. Let's click on New York at the end here.
Yeah, I was gonna say because this is like
No, the end here. Come on. No.
Right
There you go, right there. Let's go here. Okay, go down. Matter of fact, wait a minute. New York bonds. I think I pulled up another one. I don't know why it's not there. Go over here at the end and then click. I'm gonna take a look at these in a second here. Charge of bonds. Administrative stuff. Okay, tax. Okay, now I had made a mistake. Click on that one real quick. That's not what I think it is. Okay, here's what I gotta do. I gotta go back over here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna click on this wireless connection and I'm gonna pull it up for you. And I don't know how I could have forgotten that quick, but apparently I did. See here, the name of that. Why? Warrants. Let's see where it is here. I believe that's it. No, it isn't, but I'm gonna find it here. I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna find it though. Let's see. Towards. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I don't know. I might have it. Just trying to figure it out here. Sorry, guys. Got to jam the ball on a minute. New York payroll. No, I'm looking for something else. That's not it. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it. Mortgages. Agreement affirmation. Let's see here. For these pages here. Alright, give me a second. Bench warrants. Hosts. Claims. Plumbing of revenue. Trying to figure it out here. I can still find it, but I'm going to find it.
Yeah, right about that.
Let's see here. Bond requirement.
I'm here just to see what's going on. just admitted, but still.
Let's see. And with the bonds. Let's see here. This show. I'll find it. I know it's in there somewhere. It's hiding. It's hiding. Means liability. Let's see here. Possession. Find it. That we're gonna have fun with. Let me find it there.
So I said, yeah, so
This I should have had. I don't know why I didn't.
Like what? like no serious.
It's 2 kids. Yo, I don't understand.
That don't hit right.
I was like, yo, you really down with that, man, because he was like,
even when they ain't the one scoring, you know?
I got 2 things here. And one particular thing, I'm sorry if it takes so long. I'm sorry, guys. I know everybody's impatient. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you.
No, you're doing your thing, brother. You're good.
I'm trying. Okay. All right, now I had to look up, and I'm sorry, we were down at livestream.com, but here, right here, what you're gonna see, this is the bond. This is not necessarily the bonds, as into the requirement associated with each particular public official, but they have to have one. See here, actually, in control of any funds. This right here is the city, right? Unless otherwise provided by law, each officer of the city has possession of or control over any funds of the city shall give bond for the faithful performance of the duties of such officer in the sum as may be affixed with the sureties approved by the comptroller. The comptroller is the underwriter of the state funds, county, municipal, everybody. Okay, so, all right. So here it says such bond shall run to the city of New York, and in case there is another officer who is responsible for the officer giving the bond, shall run also to such officer. So ultimately, say if the municipal judges don't have a bond, they can fall right up under it. County judges don't fall, they don't get some type of surety to set aside that they're they're subcontracting with the county to provide a service, they fall under the bond, no matter what happens. So they're basically saying, if you happen to be outside and some rainy day comes along, someone wants to sue you, well, you fall up under us. Okay, huddle together, we'll act as a mob, we'll keep them off you, we'll beat them off you. They're all coming, but hey, we got options here. So, I know you had a question as into the requirement. Go over here at the end here. I'm sorry, at the very end. And this right here, actually, this is funny that each particular says trusteeship of the public property. I want you to read this, guys. I want you to read this.
The council and the council.
Speak up, come on.
Council and the council members and all other officers and
Employees of the city are hereby declared respectively trustees of the property, funds, and effects of the city, so far as such property, funds, and effects are or may be committed to their management or control. Such trustees are hereby made subject to all the duties and responsibilities imposed by law on trustees, and such duties and responsibilities may be enforced by the city or by any officer thereof.
So that means if you claim that the city is claiming you as public property, aren't they your surety?
Right. Should be.
Aren't they their underwriters?
That should be.
Let's see, here's their contract right here. Question is why aren't you using this? Why are we any of us using it? I mean, me, myself, I used Illinois, but this is yours. This is New York. That's just one section of it, though. That's one section. So if the wife says, yes, sure, I'll agree to the terms and conditions, you just make sure it's expedited so I can get paid, say, sure, no problem. So now you're going in. Now, you can just say, leave her alone. But as long as you got that contract, the state can't step in the middle of you and her anymore. As you consummate it again, but separation in your consummation, you're going in to enforce it. Or she can go in and enforce it. Either way. She can say, state, step aside. Excuse me. Let me get my money real quick. Sir, we signed a contract. We know that y'all are trustees. Pay us, or we're going to have some problems. You know what I'm saying? You in the back like, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm back chilling.
Let me
More.
first for a second. Now, we know that since 1933,
Right?
that money ain't money.
No, money is credit.
Right, we hear the difference, but as far as a dollar bill goes, FRS, Federal Reserve notes.
Federal Reserve
that
notes
is
are
not-
credit on the people. Full faith and credit. Remember, they're lending it to us.
Okay,
They're not giving us anything. They're not saying this is a value.
right.
We create the value. Each and every time we contract.
When we sign that contract.
Conservation.
Now, help me out with this here.
Oh,
Now,
no,
you
son.
can discharge it.
You don't want to sign that now.
You can discharge the debt.
Right.
Is that what we're talking about?
We're not only discharging, we're creating what? Let's go back to articles.
Oh, I'm gonna need to write that down.
Articles. Now, what does that say? We're doing what?
To borrow money on the credit of the United States.
Which is everybody, which are taxpayers.
That's where I'm at now. I just ain't put it together like you did.
Well, it's simple. They said, here's a statute.
Right.
Now we'll provide you the currency to pay for it. Only problem is, we're not gonna monetize it for you. We monetize it for you, then there's no job.
Right.
I'm trying to enforce this against you.
Okay.
Not for you, against you.
Right.
That's why they say foreign against all domestic and foreign terrorists. So it doesn't matter who, it's a matter of how to enforce it to ensure that you don't wind up doing it.
Okay.
They take their
That's
job
the
away
game.
from them.
That's
Right.
the game.
Take their money out their mouth.
Okay. Right.
So
That's
to discontinue their borrowing of credit and discontinue their allied forces to come along and start stealing. Because that's all they're good for. Robbing, stealing, pillaging.
Right.
No, they're good. They're
So,
very good at that.
how long did it take you from A to Z to get the effect?
13 years. 13 long years. Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
So if any one of us applied this,
This could take you probably no less than 2 years. No less.
To resolve it?
Not to resolve it, to figure it all out.
Oh, shit.
Took me a decade. Take out.
so when you actually started getting her paid, how long did that take once you figured
Within
out?
the month, the very month. Remember, within 30 days, she has to release any monies that she has to the grantor, or whom had been granted the monetization. I'm just a policy holder. I'm a nobody, man. I just happened to, you know, I didn't create any kids, but they tried to step in and say, I'm a common law father. I said, all right, well, if you're giving me statutory jurisdiction, I'm going to go over and take your statute. Let's go back all the way over to end here, 705. And I'll pay you with your contract. Because you asking me to come to court, and you sitting there on $5 million, and I can't do nothing. I'm sitting in court telling them, let me pay, but I ain't got no money in my pocket. Y'all keep borrowing it and indebting me to do it.
Is that $5 million per occurrence?
I bailed out on this. I'm going to give this to y'all. It's going to be a little hard to swallow. I bailed out about close to 40 brothers. And when I tried to mob them together, they started clipping each other.
40 brothers. Yeah.
40 brothers, and they decided they didn't want to do what I asked them, which was simple. You take over a block, take 911 off your phone, we claim the jurisdiction of this territory, we keep them out of our territory, and we can create our own jurisdiction. Constitution, everything. I'm from Chicago, so the first place that you may hear, you know what I'm saying, what's your Constitution, brother? You already know who you're talking. But this is back in the day. We're talking, well, for me, this was almost, what? Almost 6 years ago. The Constitution for each particular gang that came about during the 50s, 60s, 70s, excuse me, were brothers that understood that if you stand on a form of governancy, the government will respect you. So you look like you have a constitution. Okay? The brothers of the struggle, balls, or what do you want to call them, GDs and all of that, they had a constitution. BPSN, okay, which is the Blackstone Rangers, they had their constitution. And when they went to the government and said, hey, we got our constitution, man. If you finance us, we'll envision what you are capable of doing for our community. And they said, well, why not? Why not? Give them $1 million. But then when they realized the brothers buying rockets, they even lured them in. They said, you know what? They're doing Allah's business now. Oh, no. That's all from a rocket. Then we'll go and kick down that door. We took all the drugs, we took all the women, we lock them all.
And it would have surely worked.
It would have worked if they didn't allow the allure of diamonds, glittery things that we think is righteous. Whether or not our ideology is right or wrong, I'm going to go blow something up. Right. If I can keep that to myself, I might get away with it. But in any other case, I'm not going to do that because I'm not contracting with a foreigner for domestic forms of terrorism. I'm just negotiating with the enemy and telling them, you give us what we need, we'll stay out your neighborhood. Okay. We'll build our own. We'll keep our own. And each time that you set in a contract and you're supplying that demand, let's go over back to articles again. Every time they come up with the Constitution, here's your drill, here's your oath. You pledge to do what? Can we say this synonymously, loud enough for everybody to hear it?
Borrow money on the credit of the United States.
We want to borrow that so that you can stay out of our business and we can pay our debts. So I'm willing to give this to her and exercise an excess amount of whatever she wants, exempt the state from levy, which means exempt the people from paying.
So you go to court, he goes to court, he just, what, brings this up basically?
Not necessarily. You got to find a judge first. Right. What's the judge's name?
My judge is Scepter out of Queens.
Scepter out of Queens. I might even have it in there.
Yeah.
I might have it in. You got it? You got it? Look them up. Look them up. Give them the dossel.
That's the whole folder?
What's that again? I'm sorry.
Look up that judge.
You have judges on.
Some kind of oath.
That's their contract. To do what?
You have judges on
borrow money on the United States.
You can't deny that. How you gonna borrow the money and tell me to pay for what? When you gave it to me. How you go? It's convoluted, but it's a two-way contract. He can borrow the money and then give it to the people, but then you turn around and say, okay, well, let's just up taxes. Forget it, man. Let's make sure if we can't satisfy these pricks, let's push them out. Tax resumes on property skyrocket 17%. What? What? I'm paying what? Oh, now the right, and then everybody else get crazy and get stirred up. Hold on, you can't be paying your mother. Hell no, I ain't paying. And then to make it worse, while they're paying out, you know, boom, 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 right? They're saying, whoever's doing this, we don't care what you do, get rid of them. So if it's not popular by demand, they want to kill it before it winds up becoming the disproportionate configuration of a public referendum, which is everybody's going to say, we want the same thing.
Makes sense. I mean, brothers brothers getting wrong.
Got to do right.
They want to go in and be like, yo, just so.
But this has to be a collective process if you don't want them starting to look at you individually. If they look at you as a group, they can't kill you all. It's impossible. So they're like, okay, we knocked off a few, but you know, they keep coming. So what do we do? We negotiate with them. We try to give them something because they're gonna keep coming, man. They keep asking us to do shit. What are we gonna do? You know, you can't keep sitting in the appellate court. Appellate court gonna be locked up. They're gonna be like, no. One at a time. First, sign it, your name, and then we'll call you. Okay, we'll call you. That's what's gonna happen. Because they can't control the consumption of what? United States credit. They can't help it.
Section 8.
Oh. They can help. Oh, do you got what you did you?
No, we don't have it.
Shit, no. Look through the rest of the. Is that what county? Queens? Okay, yeah, I might not have. They may be at the probate. I have to look up the ones at probate because some of them I just slipped under me, and I went to Albany to pick up the rest of the oaths. But those particular ones right there, those came from Albany, but he probably was one of the ones that slipped through the loop. Filed with the probate officer.
So these are judges that you.
All of them.
All the judges.
Municipal, county, well, federal you can't get. Appellate, all of them. Every last one of them are there.
And with that information, what do you do? If you got the name in there, what would you do?
You got the name, well, you go and you basically say, I'd like to do a search on the oath that was taken by a particular judge. You might even want to look him up. When did he take his oath? When the, title, date, da-da-da-da. You got that information. You go on down to the county, go to the probate division. Hey, pal, that's one piece of paper. I don't care. I'm not trying to stick you up. Just one piece of paper. Now, here's the problem, though. When you got one judge, you need them all. It's called a compass. If you have one judge, they're going to just send it over to the administrator. The administrator's going to send it to a new judge. They're like, oh, okay. That's the end of that. So now you're looking again. And it might not be in a probate division, so you have to go over to the state now. It sounds troubling, don't it? It sounds kind of troubling. Oh, hell no. Right. They're going to try to make you work, but the problem is as long as you have an agreement already, they cannot consummate anything other than what the agreement with consummation has agreed to and contracted in the privilege of doing what? Thank you. I'm a creditor. You're a creditor, right? Don't you want to borrow money? I certainly do too, but I want to exempt the people from levy because then I turn around and turn my money taxable on me and throw it on somebody else. That's the last thing you want to do.
How does the straw man fit into the
straw man is just a theoretical ideology that came from Russia, 1972. Okay, landed here. They said, you know what? We got a good idea. Let's trick the whites, and then when the whites finally trickle it down to the colored people, well, it'll work out just fine, and we'll always have a step ahead of them. That's exactly what they did.
What's the straw man concept?
Straw man concept is me right here and me right here at the same time. If I decide to sign something without necessarily signing anything, like I say my name, they stenography my name, this entity now has prescribed that I step into it via this virtual ideological reality. Like somehow I just said, okay, I'm stepping into office now. You know? And who did that? Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby. Stepped into character. See, he's talking to us, we don't listen. We're not watching. I watched. I watched for a long time. I was a little kid. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Then I watched Alfred Hitchcock. He ran. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
he walked into his, as they say, the alter ego, but his straw man, his character, something that doesn't exist. An actor. Action. What do they call those court cases? Actions. Actions. And a docket is just to ensure that whatever is the ley line between the creation of the creditor and the debtor, as long as they're consummatedly separate, then there's a grievance to be served. And we will serve that by standing on our high horse and negotiate with whomever wants to talk about it. Now, if these two want to talk about it, great. But if he's missing, if she wins by default because you've agreed by simply not being there, you've granted an allowance by the supposed straw man, abandoning one's character. The characteristic is you're going to go in and act on behalf of the defendant. Are you a defendant right now?
Yeah.
That's impossible. Why not? Because I'm not a judge. None of these guys are judges. We can't judge you. I can't judge. The judge can't even judge you. Right. Not if you're there. But if you are there physically, then the alter ego game or the straw man, the thing that you walk into has become you. You've become it. Now, consummates a form of cocooning you into negotiation. Your arms are tied because you don't know how to negotiate. Anything that comes out of your mouth is dead. That's why they call it codes. Because codes only can be negotiated between two contractors. Once you supply your name, but you don't know how to consummate those contracts, you've abandoned negotiation. So he has to act on your behalf. Aren't you a welfare recipient now all of a sudden? Sounds like a welfare recipient, right? A child that doesn't know what he's doing. Granting allowances, not knowing that he's even offering it to you. Saying, yeah, sure, take this code and go give it to your wife. I don't care what you do, but just don't try to levy me, because if you levy me, I'm going to tell the representatives down in the county and down in the United States court and United States representatives and the president, hey, we need more money to put him out of his misery and then try to keep control of the rest of these markets, because we know what they're going to do. They get a hold of this is a problem.
Right.
So,
they will bum rush them.
kick my door. They don't even need a warrant. How you doing, Mr. Gillen? Look, we're not going to take in. This time it's over. You remember training day? When he kicked down his door and he said, you know what's going to happen, right, brother? My white brethren, remember you sitting there with that 12 gauge? That's when you start negotiating with death. You know, already agreed to it. You're about to take you like that. Hey, you greasy fuck. You got me. Now, why you don't take mama? Now, why don't you go down there and bust those Guidos? That's the first thing out of his mouth. Why don't you go get somebody else? I ain't gonna die for this. But I'm not gonna let you take it. That's why he was ready to die for it. He said, I'm not, you just ain't, you're gonna have to kill my character. That's the strong man. That's the active idea that we go in there all tough and, and come out, walking out like we just got sucker punched by an old lady or something. You're stunned. You don't know what to do. So the straw man is really just an idea that was the basis of separating the power from people and the idea subjected and created by the manifest of government. Any other questions? Come on, guys.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm really familiar. There's a case law, Exwell versus Davis, that states that they cannot charge child support as criminal since it was a civil matter.
That's correct. Well, here's the problem with that. Even though are they still charging people for criminal matters in the civil division? Because you broke the contract. And how did you break the contract? Let's go to, let's go down. Oh, I'm sorry. Not go up, go down. Go down. We're going to go to section 9. Boom, stop right here. Now, highlight this, and then I want you guys to read it all together again.
No money shall.
Oh, hold on, stop now. Go from the bottom instead to the top. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. I pull it to the side just a little bit. There you go. Now read it.
No money shall be drawn from the treasury, but in consequence of appropriation.
Consequence. You know what the consequence is?
Punishment.
Consequence is to break something. Now I'm going back over what we already discussed. He's asking me how can you break the law and create money, and then that monetization turns from, and Davis, they're saying, has stipulated it can't be criminal if it's negotiated between two parties and not the state.
You said it's civil,
but the state steps in, it's criminal now. Their evasive tactic is the consequence in which they create money. Which is to do what? Let's go up again. Let's go to section 8. And which is to do what?
Borrow money on the credit of the United States.
Questions. Come on.
Okay, so let me ask you, as a brother, you are glad you came into New York.
Yes, sir.
What is your purpose of spreading this information, sharing? What makes you feel that?
Well, if you can build a metropolis, why wouldn't I come here and give you the plans? I'm just an architect, right? I ain't nobody else. I'm just an architect. Now, my design, though, my maker, well, they're quite deceptive. They tried to make me practice what is called drug dealing and other instrumental games like shooting games, right? Like the Hunger Games. But in that case, I was eating okay. But then, the shortage of my financial enhancement via these welfare recipients caused me to be deprived of certain rights I thought was mine. And because it was so deceptive, I had to go read where the problem came from. That's why I'm here, to show you that the problem isn't you. The problem is what creates the manifest of what we believe we're in control of. You think you're controlling your Congress? I'm laughing at you. You think you're controlling your Congress? I'm laughing. And the reason why is because these same people that have tax identification, as a matter of fact, did we pull that up? Did you see the tax identification numbers? Let's go over here and pull the tax identification numbers up for, no, all the way over, to the corner, click. All right, well, you know what? Well, this is one of them, actually. This is the payroll section for it. I'm gonna close that window, give me a second. Close that window, I'm gonna open the other one, which you hadn't been privy to see. Give me a second here. Give me one moment. And I'm gonna need elements on that. Let's see here. Oh boy. Yeah, federal tax identification numbers. All right, here we are. As a matter of fact, we'll close the other this up. There we go. Very good. You can pull that to the side. Excuse me. All right, so the same ones we were talking about. See the administrative office of the U.S. courts right here? See that at the top? This right here has a tax identification number, right? Now, these guys are who? Federal courts, right? Now let's go down. I'm going to show you where the money is produced and why. Okay, going down, keep going. Department of Energy. All right, Department of Labor, Department of State. There it is, stop, go up a little bit, there we are. Up, go down a little bit, up, there you go. See this right here, Federal Reserves? Now those are the ones that supply the credit. Here's their tax identification number. They're a business. And these guys right here, Federal Reserve Board payroll, meaning these all payable, receivable to the public, is accountable for liabilities we create via the Treasury. Who creates credit for what? To pay debts, right? On our behalf. They said on our tab. They said, you're a taxpayer, we're going to borrow against your account. For future. That's right. For the future of the corporation, but for the future of dignifying your existence. We'll borrow the money, we'll pay for the services, but if you breach something, you're in consequence of that contract. So that breach via Davis, let's go back up there and open it up again. Click. I just go all the way over. There you go, click. I go all the way down, open me up again. We'll open up Windows again. All right. Open me up right here. Boom. All right. This gives them, go up again, go up. This gives, no, go down. Right here, Section 8, allows them to borrow credit.
That's the consequence.
That's the consequence of creating a contract that you don't pay for. So Davis is just thrown out the window on the basis of them borrowing more money. Because if they don't make it a criminal matter, the register stops ringing. That's just, that's their conscious decision to say, oh, Davis, oh, we feel bad for you. But you're just a bylaw. See, that's the slick part. You know what a bylaw is? A bylaw is a product that acts in concurrence with the law, but it's not the law. It is not the law. It's just you can use it on the principle of the law being created.
But it's just a bylaw.
But it's just a bylaw. It's like a byproduct. How do you use a byproduct in a contract? What do we got here? I'm sorry. How do you use a bylaw in consequence of the United States credit if the law, the only laws that are created for you to breach is right here to borrow more money? The bylaws don't apply. They apply to the system of monetization, paying. So he's scooted to the side and they just, oh, okay, we'll inventory you as a great achievement. Great job, Davis. Everybody else, screw you, pay us. Now you can go in and you can trick a judge, he might go for it. Well, Davis, I guess, applies in this case. Case is dismissed. That's the criminal aspect. The civil, they're going to keep bashing you though. They answer you one way or the other. But the only other way to consummate that you're not using the credit system, as you say, the third party, or what they call the name of that, the straw man, is to claim you're not you. But there's another way to do that. If you're going to claim you're going to borrow credit, the first thing I want to do is I might even change my name. My name is Philip Gillen. $460,000. Just add that as an attachment to my name. And when I say it, haven't I consummated $460,000? that they're asking for? That's my legal name. There you go. I monetize my contract. Ain't that what they're looking for? Ain't they looking for me to borrow more money?
Yeah.
Don't they want to lend more money?
Yeah.
Huh?
Absolutely.
So razzle and dazzle, right? Doesn't it sound like my fight with Superman?
It's daunting, but it's simple. Like
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, sir. Any other questions? Come on, guys. Rising up.
Public safety.
Public safety.
A lot of people got a lot of issues with pretty much traffic citations. You know, cops trying to like put you in a predicament where you know they're trying to say that you did something, and they're like, you know, here's the receipt, and you know, see court or see you paying that ticket off.
What he's asking for, what the cop is doing.
Foreign.
Well, the foreign jurisdiction, we'll deal with that in a moment.
Yeah.
But domestic relations to, let's say, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, you sign a contract. You're consummating that they're going to, now when they give you that ticket, even if you don't sign it, they're saying in acquiescence. That means by agreement and association with taking it, you've received the benefit. So the only way to underwrite that is, let's go to one of these statutes here. Let's go to 31 right here. Okay? The only way to do that is to create credit for the benefit of public safety. To ensure everybody's safe, we'll create credit and then we'll add it onto the balance. Each and every time, boom, boom, boom. It's like clockwork, right? It happens often, right? So say he hands you a ticket, says, put your signature on it. What's the first thing you want to do? I just told y'all, don't make me say it again. If I change my name, how much would I change my name into? Would I want to consummate some money real quick before they come at me asking me for something I ain't got? They're asking me to borrow more money, but I can't do it.
So you're saying in lieu of your real name, you would change your name?
No, I wouldn't change it. I would just create monetization for each particular transaction.
You can sign a ticket by writing.
I mean, come on, man. They're having fun monetizing my signature already. I might as well give them what they're asking for, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want me to pay? Sure. Now I'll give you my giant haircut. Oh my God. And next thing you know, I just slid my little numbers on there. Here you go, sir. Have a nice day. Skirt, pull off.
Like,
they looking at it like, okay, whatever. You know, just in case, you know, oh, he might have a nice day, whatever. Puts his clipboard on and rolls out. If he doesn't see it, he just allowed me to give the state of New York credit. Just paid him. I'm going to go in and be like, yo, how much is my signature worth? Thank you. Have a nice day. You know what I'm saying?
That's official.
That's it. I'm not trying to negotiate. I'm giving you what you want. You want credit, I'm going to give it to you.
One of the other things in terms of presenting the driver's license.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be used as a legal identification. I did that with the judge in Queens County.
Right, okay.
And the point I'm trying to get you, if you declare 1-308 or all rights reserved under your signature, when you get to the court, they can't do nothing with you pretty much.
You have to enhance the signature, though. You have to make the signature one and the same with the contract. And that means that once you've put in the contract, that particular circumstance on your driver's license, if it's not a legal driver's license, it can be recognized by the state of New York. Good afternoon, man. All right. If they in no way, shape, form, or fashion has negotiated, given you that particular contract and escrow of your signature, and you haven't repeated it, this means that you have to show them legally, not only is your signature and your name along with the contract they're asking for. When they ask your name, they're asking you to prescribe your name to the contract so that they can enhance their credibility, to create public credit, of course, to index you and then envision financial applications thereafter as the apparatus goes on and on and on, to finance, to throw new jobs out there, to do anything they can to create monetization. They have no other way to monetize except for the Constitution. That's it. So at the end of the day, all rights reserved, and I'm going to go back. I'm sorry. I went on a tangent. Your signature is the basis of what they reflect. So if you say, here's my signature and ID, can you please read it for the record? Now you're asking them to become your what? And your what? Let's go back here. Let's go to the second one right here. Last one, I'm sorry. You're what?
Trustee. Public property.
Public property.
Aren't we all? So that's what they're asking for. They're asking us to receive their finance via your signature. And here's the problem with rights reserved on that note is that there's no financial fundamental into it. So for them, it's just like a cat and mouse game of escrow, not settled, but set aside. So financially, there's nothing there that they can gratify out of the Constitution to use against you or any of the statutes that come from the financial, the financial end of the Constitution. They're asking you to supply the credit, but you're like, no, I reserve the right not to do so.
Right, that's what you're saying. But you're saying you give them that name and what, 480,000? Okay, we'll take it.
Right. Now
that's the better way.
Right. Here's your backdoor credit. Go ahead and knock yourself out. But at the same time, I'm doing it under a statute. Now, I'm not putting that on my contract. But I'm consummating that I'm agreeing with whatever statute they're using against me so they can abandon the fund. Now I go down to the county and say, hey man, I got a contract for $460,000 on the public record. They're asking me to pay, but they haven't signed a check over to me. So I'm coming down to see if there's any abandoned funds on account. I'm doing a record search. I want to see whether or not they signed a check in my name.
So has that ever happened for you?
Oh no, the only time I've really gotten lucky financially is called the comptroller. And they said, well, there's a deposit made in your name, but we haven't acquired anything that may have been, it was from the state or the city of Chicago. But the problem is we don't have the ACLC code, which is the agency location code to that particular debit. So line of credit I'm asking for. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how they invoiced me when I went to court. Let y'all have
so that's the other game they play. Okay, we got an invoice, but guess what? We ain't got your money.
Exactly. But that's what they need. That's what they need.
And you can't track that yourself?
Well, I couldn't track it because the comptroller wouldn't hand it to me. He wouldn't give me the contract I was looking for.
So does the same oath apply to him as other oaths?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if the phone went down, but that same oath, the comptroller is under a contract as well. Yes, he is. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna try to look for the invoice that they sent me, which I don't physically have. Whoever's phone I'm using, please turn it on. But I guess when this comes up here, see this? It's trying to connect to the network, but if it happens to pop up.
You're not online right now?
No, not on here. I have a wireless device. Yeah, I would, but yeah, apparently somebody's using it. So you just click on it and then click connect, check on it. I'm trying to find it myself, but hold on just a minute here. The phone, somebody have the phone? Come on, gorgeous. Yeah, I know, I got that. It's just the phone. I don't know if it's off or is it idle or something.
Maybe it turned off.
No, that sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks for you too, right?
Try again.
Nah, I'm trying. Yeah, but I'm looking for the network here. I can't find it. Comes up, it comes up. So where were you at, young man?
I'm still good over here.
Huh?
I'm still good.
You're good? Okay, so there we go with the connection. All right. Like bullet deep over there. Like bullet deep. Now here is the comptroller, my friends. This is gonna be fun. Watch this. I like this game. All right, now it's the state of Illinois. I found New York's, but I don't know where I put it. I put it into a little folder, so I forget exactly what folder I put on my computer there. But the invoice number, this is the payment interest in which is available if the state fails to comply with the State Prompt Payment Act. This is how she was getting paid. This is their invoice. The ALC code, which I believe it's somewhere now. Account voucher number, it would be the invoice number that they were supposed to send to me. Now, when they lock people up, you can take me off the network, by the way. I don't know, he'll be buffering over there. Down at the bottom here, click, right there. Yeah, you didn't have to scroll. Click on it, no, this one right here. Now, all right, I click on it, and then disconnect. All right, I'm out of here. So, all right, I click back over this page, up it. All right, now, here is your voucher number. This is going to be the warrant number that's on your check. When they issue that, when a judge issues a warrant or issues a form of payment, then they're going to come with the appropriations code. Now, what is appropriations, guys? Money in the power, right? So the money transferred from this, then they put the invoice itemization on here. They put the statute, the contract, and why. Okay? They put the quantity, the unit price, and then the full amount right here. Now I'm a taxpayer, right? Right? Now the business vendor that wound up paying for this was Cook County. They were the ones on the receiving end. Instead of me being at the bottom here, I'm sorry, me being actually the pay, which would me as a vendor, the state is not up here, they're down here. And I'm up here, I'm the taxpayer. I'm saying, hey, wait a minute. You're supposed to be paying your debts. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Now pull it all the way down. Now, click this in right here. Now I want you guys to read it if you can see it. You can blow, actually you can come down here and blow it up a little bit too. Blow it up. Boom, boom. Boom down. There you go. Now read it.
It's better when it's white.
It's better when it's white? Okay, leave it white. Click on it. Alright, now read it.
I certify that the goods of service specified on the voucher for use of the agency and that the expenditure for such goods of service was authorized and lawfully incurred.
Hold on. I like unisons. I hate separations of power. We'll wind up killing each other like that. So let's try that one more time. Come on.
I certify that the goods of services specified on this voucher were for the use of this agency and that the expenditure of such goods of services was authorized and lawfully incurred. That such goods or services meet all required standards set forth in the purchase agreement or contract to which this voucher relates, and that the amount shown on this voucher is correct and approved for payment. If applicable, the reporting requirements of Section 5.1 of the Governor's Office of Management and Budget Act have been met.
Here it is, right? The governor. Who signed these bills?
The governor of the state.
A state of who?
New York.
State of Illinois right here. So that anybody, any one of them, any agency that decides they're going to use this budget act right here has to meet certain requirements. Now the basis of it is two contractors agree, and that's it. That's all.
And so why didn't they give you your money? They
didn't give me money. I didn't create the credit. The petitioner created the credit. I would actually allow you to sue me just to show you can create credit, and then I can turn around and balance you out. Because they are the trustees of the allowance that's created on my behalf. Well, actually on your behalf. I'm the debtor. I'm just assuming to become a creditor by lending you something I don't have. Who has this money? At the end of the day, who got this money? Pull it up again. Go back to the articles. Who got the money?
The United States.
And the state of New York. State of New York has its appropriations.
The United States.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into that. I mean, I'm not even going to touch that yet. I ain't ready for that yet. Go ahead.
How does it apply to foreclosures?
This applies to everything. That's the problem. This is a unified, Eurocentric throne. It literally is everything. It don't matter what it is. They borrow the money for everything and every activity that they create.
Because it says the United States, because the states are united.
States and United. That's right. So they're asking all the states to join in.
To pay off the debt.
I want you, I can't pay you, so I'm gonna give you this oath. And you go, now the judge is looking at you like, nah, hold on, you can't do that. I'm not your trustee. You got me confused with someone. Well, I'll go to another judge and do it. Well, listen, here's what we'll do. We'll just put it up for administrative review. I don't want no problems. Does it? He knows he's in a contract for us in which he's complicit under doing all these in which he's applied for. Did he not contract to do so?
No.
I mean, come on, he's gonna roll over now? Oh, no, you don't. You know what I'm saying?
You said earlier something about they passing off to another judge.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna actually pull up those oaths too. Go ahead, I'm listening.
You said something about when it gets to this here point, they're passing off to another judge, now you're running out.
Oh, What, online on mine or online on yours? Oh, is this still good? No, this is fine. I'm talking about you. Oh, you're black? Oh, wow. Okay. Couldn't tell you. I did not know. Here it is, yeah. Saying it's still live. So either you're buffering or your internet slows. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. All right, let's go down here. Let's close this. Let's go back to our little friends here. I'm gonna close these. I'm gonna look through all our little friends here.
So let me ask you a question.
Here's all your oaths right here.
Okay.
We'll pull these up real quick. Okay, go ahead.
And this is signed by every judge.
Signed by every single judge that has to be a contractor on the benefit of the state.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. They got no choice.
That also goes to the bond.
Well, let's put it like this. Every judge is required by statute, not by, well, by the Constitution of the state of New York and the Constitution of the United States. Both of them are dual contractors. You can't step out. You can't be a one and step out the other.
They gotta have it.
You gotta have it. You got no choice. There's no way out.
How does that tie into the bond, or is that the bond?
The bond is 50 grand. Now, I wasn't able to find that. I'm gonna have to do that at a later date. But as a matter of fact, I'm gonna have some DVDs, and you believe me, you'll be able to find everything. I wrote it, yes, I wrote it. I've said it. It's everywhere. Anything that you want to know about these people is gonna be on this DVD.
So I can go and kick ass.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about doing on the 28th.
Say what?
That's what I'm talking about doing on the 28th.
Do it well before that even happens.
Was it 20? What are you talking this month? December?
January.
Nah. You'll be prepared within 2 weeks.
That's what I'm talking about.
You'll be prepared within 2 weeks.
You gonna have this DVD out in 2 weeks?
I already got the DVD. Are you kidding? The DVD is right here. I just did.
What we talking about right now?
Yeah, everything you hold on to.
Give me the DVD. I gotta go home.
Hold on, wait a minute,
Life
man.
is gone. I'm not putting it time. You understand? The kids is gone. I'm good. I'm good.
He said, I'll retire. Say what?
Now, some man go going there like, where's your oath?
No, not where is it, because you ain't looking for something you already got.
Right.
Oh, you're going with it?
You already got this right there, yeah. I just gotta go, I gotta go to the probate division to find what I don't have right now. The ones that they want to just, oh, you know what? Let's just hide it away. I got too many cases on the docket. These guys make it. Who knows? Somebody, I might piss somebody off. You know, just keep it in the probate division. Pretend you don't have it. Sit on it. Exactly.
And the other one is where?
The other ones are in Albany. As a matter of fact, if you look on the stamp there, it has the Albany's authentication on it. You can't.
Could you pull off?
In most cases, you could actually. Believe it or not, you know what?
Right there at the bottom.
Oh yeah, right here. Here it is, right. Pull it up. Let's take a better look. State of New York Department of Records. Oh, hold on, go down. Go down. Go up. Yeah, go down. Here you go, right here. Secretary of State, Department of State. That's where you're gonna find it. That's where I got mine at. I'll walk right in there and say, I ordered it. Can I, if you don't mind. Get those. Well, it's 40. There you go, ma'am. And she gave them to me. I left. It's the end of that. We good? That was it. Now she looked at me like, "Now, why do you need all of these?" And I said, "Well, why do I need something to kill cancer? I ain't got cancer, but do I necessarily need these? Well, I don't know, sir." Well, that's your answer. Right. Asking me, what do I need them for? That's like asking me, what do I,
So when you did that, excuse me. Right. You got all of the judges for a particular county?
All of them, all 5 barrels. I didn't do one, I did knock all out. Because you touch one, they all come after you. You touch them all, they all back off. You know what I'm saying? You can't do one of them because they're all coming, they're pit bulls you're talking. They're just coming at you. Boom, boom, boom. They're all at you. It's like an email address, and it just keeps going on and on. You don't know where they're going to stop.
So you got that in the DVD?
Yes, I do. And I have these. Matter of fact, here's my only thing I don't have the probate ones. I've been checking the bonds, and the comptroller even tried to deny me. So I have to go down there physically and say, "Hey, excuse me, I'm sorry. You're statutorily required to do your job. Please have the bonds in which are required to be filed with the county." Can I get that money? They ain't but 50 grand. Y'all stop being so sticky. Give me that. And take it. Get on about my business. Then I'm going to go on to show you how these same bonds are allocated under those particular codes that we went through. Now, as a matter of fact, go back over and I'm going to show you all the codes that are accountable for all these people financially. Click on it. Open our window. All right, now let's go in the middle here. Let's try that. Yeah, that's it right there. See, this go all the way up. You're going to see where they put all their money at. New York, what does that say?
New York State accounting system. New York
user's procedure.
That's right. They show you how to use the money and transfer it from here to here. And go all the way down. Let's go. Let's move around a little bit. Move down, move down, move down. All right, hold on, slow down just a little bit. Go up. Now look, check this out. These are the commissioners. Well, juries. Oops, my mistake. Wait a minute. County at large. Here's some of the counties right here. This is one that me and Chris Blackman was talking about. 10 district, not saying county. Okay? Right here, same thing. So far. You got the payroll division for probably one of them externally or internally. Go up, go up. All right, and we're going to look for some courts here. Here are the counties. Go down a little bit. Here's the county right here. Probably co-opting some type of contractual application and apparatus that allows them to pay out in their funds via these particular code numbers. That same ALC codes, AC location codes, that's payable to me, to them, these particular codes are used to transfer from the appropriation and its account. Its account receivable is payable to me, but it's indebted to a third party. I can't pay it, and we both know I can't pay it. So at the end of the day, I'm telling them to adjust their accounts. They're the ones stealing, so I might as well either adjust their accounts or give them credit. I got two options. Tell them I know where your money is, and I'll give it to my ex-wife to keep playing with me. I'm gonna take this bond, which I found, it's 50 grand. It's nothing, but I can subsequently liquidate it over and over again. Not just once, as many times as the bond has to be liquidated, continuously.
And you would execute that bond in lieu of what? They're not cooperating?
On the condition of their faithful performance. The contract to ensure and to pay the welfare recipient the credit that is due between I and the creditor. All right? Lovely, right? Say what? Ain't it? You love it, right? All right, let's go up here. Let's go up. Let's go up. Hold on. Go down a little bit, just a little bit. Now you see all these correctional facilities? They also get paid the same way. All of them are in the same system. All of them. Every last one of them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
now,
okay.
I'm sorry. You said you had to get the oath for all of the 5 counties. And if you go after one, they'll come at you. If you have
no, they won't come at. I'm saying as in like, if you get one and then they all figure it out, they're like, oh, you know, he's going to do so and so. Well, okay, shift it over to the probate, then shift it over here in case he figures it out. But in the meantime, let's try to bang his brains in while we have the chance. So they'll send it over to the administrative judge, and the judge will send it to somebody that'll execute the contract. Boom, like that. He's trying his best to come from under you, man, because he don't want no problems. He don't want in your contract, period. He don't want to pay the debt. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah. Now let's go up a little bit. Now you see all these corrections, all these people are getting paid. And we're funding it each time we step in the consequence of a contract, which is you broke this. We're going to stick you in jail. Look at all these people. Look at this. Correctional facilities, education. I mean, what do we got? District. You got the district officers. The district officers. Hold on a minute, Jared. Hold on. Oh, okay. These district officers right here. Wait, hold on. Go back down. All these district officers right here. Hold on. Go up a little bit. I want you to stop. Right here at the top. Right here at the top. All those district officers are paid by none other than the state to represent you through the state. So they say you got a state ID for the state of New York. Well, he's a contractor with us. We got him, no problem. What do you do? Or he breached the consequence of public law. Now we got to stick him in jail. We got to monetize him. That's the only other option we got. So when we monetize him, you go in and you say your name and just sign a warrant, a check, sent it off to the state. State turns around, collects the money. Treasury gives it to the comptroller who signed the counter contract from the judge. Then they turn around and they pay all those agents to act on your behalf.
Now you know that you bypass that and not get locked on any particular...
No, you wouldn't get locked on anything except for whether or not your contract was right. If your contract is wrong, they got you. Contract book wild, I want $6 trillion in 40. You're dead. Of course they're gonna lock you up. Yeah, they got you. Right. But if you do it where there's a simple number, there's an aggregated sum that the state knows they have to pay, and on top of that, because they stepped into the contract with you and your consummated secondary, you know, not your straw man, your wife, you know, or your ex-wife, under the terms and conditions that you've agreed to pay it, well, they don't have any other option. They're using the statute itself. Let's go over to the child support statute. Let's go over here. No, right in New York. Let's try that one. Okay, let's try over here, all the way over. No, taxes. Taxes. In the middle, right there. There you go. No, next one. Sorry for that. Yep, that ain't it either. There you go. Right there. See this go up. Now, I know you didn't see this. This right here, this statute right here, is pursuance of collecting public debt through a tax resume. They turned it into a tax. Now I know, of course, you weren't here, but this is the law that they're using to enforce debt collections against child support. Or in the arrears. Right here, supporting arrears. So any money that you would, now remember, you're barring that on the petitions, no. The petition is saying the state is,
I need the money.
Right. Because on behalf of you, we've been collecting or we've been giving welfare to this recipient. We're not getting reciprocated for that. So since she's taking, we need to take something from you. We got to balance our accounts. It's only right. So we either pay her directly, meaning you pay her directly, or you force us to pay, or we negotiate on your behalf.
And that's how you get that 2600.
That's how I got the 2600 every month. But see, I just gave her a promise, and I made it simple. I didn't go through a bunch of hula hooping. I didn't even have to show up. I just said, I'm gonna pay you, Your Honor. Have a nice day. And I walked out. Just like, yeah, okay, I got you, pal. When he's down there looking at the order, he started flipping through the. He's like, wow, wait a minute. What? Excuse me, ma'am. Sir. He's yelling for me because he realized I just slipped that bond on him. I've already agreed. You can't take that away from me. I gave you what you wanted. What you want from me? You know what I'm saying? I gave her what she want, but I gave the state what they ultimately obliged to do anyways. There ain't no way around it. I've agreed with you. I'm not trying to steal from you. I'm trying to give you what you've been asking for. Not only the wife, but the state. Right. Excuse me.
All I gotta do is contract with the baby father.
Yeah.
And then slip that bond in.
I slipped it in and just basically, I already had it in the file. I already filed it. We already had the agreement. And when she told the judge, she said, Your Honor, excuse me, Your Honor, we've already reached an agreement. Judge is red hot. He mad. I'm behind double doors that you can see in, and I made the mistake of thinking that the reflection is on the outside. In other words, there's a coating. And I'm looking, and they can see my shadow, but I'm looking in. It looks like I can see it's like a reflection window. So I'm looking, and it's just like, mother. He ready to cuss out and jump off the stand. You know what I'm saying? He signed it. All right, ma'am. Have a nice day. Walks out. She's like, he's upset. Did you piss him off? Is he gonna blow our house up? I'm like, I don't know. Blow your house up? I'm good. They gonna kill your side. I'm good. And she is, and she work at UPS still. Wow. Yeah, murdering. Got a house with 3 cars. I gave it all to her because I didn't want nothing to do with Illinois at all no more. I don't like the people there. Nothing. Wow. You come and walk to me, tell me, I'm from Chicago. How you doing? Knocking your head off. I'm like, none of them cats. They so cold, man. They're so cold. You know what I'm saying? They're brittle around the edges, but you know, you try to get to the heart of them. Now they ready to murder you over nothing. Oh, well, I went out. Hello. Batteries. Oh, yeah, like y'all yelling. Come on. All right. Church. Hell, that's one. All right. Right.
Yeah, I'm, overwhelmed by this information, but definitely from your experience, definitely conclude it immediately. You said 2 weeks I can be ready.
Say what? You'll be ready in 2 weeks. Anybody in their right mind that knows, as long as I can, you don't even have to negotiate with her. And acquiescence, somebody asked me that. I think that was you. She doesn't negotiate, right? I don't believe so.
No, I didn't ask you that, bro.
I think it was a brother here.
I asked you that before.
You sure did. If she doesn't want to negotiate, you say, okay, I'll do it on your behalf. You just don't show up. You don't want to go to court? No way.
Right.
Just sign a contract to me, I'll get you paid. You just stay out of my way. Right, stay out of my way.
She in another state, so she ain't showing.
Don't make no difference. Point is, she signed the contract. That's it, that's consummation.
Okay.
Now, in front of a notary, just like in front of a judge, or in front of a priest, same thing. Consummation. Consummation is whether the two parties agree or disagree.
So that could be my new wife.
Oh yeah, sure. You can marry the state too if you want to.
You know what I'm saying? She get paid.
Right.
I'm down there.
Right.
No, that was crazy.
Yes, sir.
So let's say, for instance,
And we'll wind it down. Come on.
Just as a business, just for some business shit, it seems like you'd be better off getting married to somebody, getting divorced on purpose. You getting money, then you get back together.
The problem is you can misappropriate public funds. You do that, you touch $1, they come and get your ass. Mainly because you're not in a contract. But you're in a contract with her, and you're not. As long as you can show the receipts where she's spending money on herself, on her children. If one dime comes in your hand and it's appropriated.
That's her money. I'm saying, but the rent is paid. Now we
most definitely.
The groceries, all that.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's a slippery slope. You benefit from anything in the house they got you. I'm just saying they're gonna run out. Are you eating this food? Oh, do you have receipts for that, ma'am? She's dumb enough to give it to me. Here you go. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Come on with it.
So the DVD has documents, step by step.
Documents, means to find the funds, means to, everything that statutorily is required by the state, I've written it, wrote it, and ensured everything that you're going to find on DVD is absolutely there. No questions asked.
Right.
What part would you show her to get her to convince her to agree with it?
Well, I would say this, do you want to get paid? That's the first thing that I am.
I'm saying, can you show her something that she can look at the figure and say, okay, what is it?
Oh, here you go, hold on. Let's see here. Let's go, quite naturally, let's go here. Okay, all right. So, how about I pay you a piece of this here? What would you say? I think anybody in their right mind would be like, how much? That's it. That should be the dragnet. Show her numbers in this statute. She said, sure, whatever. Now I got the, and I don't know why I hadn't pulled up a lot of it, but I have even the not Social Security Act, but the Child Support Act, where they have almost 1.6 trillion that they still haven't spent since 1972. That's been available. It's bananas. The potential is great. Now everything, like I said, everything you're going to see on here, you're going to see on this DVD. Everything is there. There's no question. Like I said, you got questions. My number, email, everything is on it.
So someone who has no idea about this whole format or how to even proceed with this, just finding out about this information that you're speaking.
It's going to have a hard time waking up like, what?
It's like the lottery.
Basically.
No, I'm saying, and if they have child support problems, they want to deal with this, what would be the avenue,
The avenue I would take is education. If I'm going to figure out how much, let's go over here for a second. I'm going to find one of these statutes. Closed it, thank you. Let's go over here, thank you. Okay, so this section right here, these bonds, I'm going to go down to the comptroller. I'm going to ask the comptroller and the state treasury and say, how much is this bond, how much is this statute worth? That's the first place I'm going to start, is the signers of the bill. Remember the governor? Let's go back over here one more time. Please don't close it. Thank you. Okay, right here, see this right here? The governor, he's the signature party. He's the one that signed all the bills. I ain't got to do with all that, but he signed them. But in acquiescence, I signed it by agreeing. I agreed because I pretty much disagreed to the terms and conditions by not enforcing it against myself or enforcing it against the other party that made the claim against me. If I don't, they act on my behalf. What options do I have? What options do you have? You're gonna have, if you want the state to act on your behalf, how else do you do by going down, pull it up a little bit, pull it up, go over, and see this right here? If I go and look up the State Prompt Payment Act, I'm gonna look up the vital sign. I'm gonna look up the monetary policy. If I don't find the policy, then I'm gonna find out who signed it. When I find out who signed it, then I'm gonna ask the state comptroller and the state treasury, how much is this worth? Why do I have to pay for something you created? It's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask 100 damn questions. How else do you figure anything out? You know, if I'm in school and somebody's putting education in front of me, but I don't know what it is. Even if they call it education and I'm repeating what they're saying, have I learned anything? You have to learn it by not envisioning it, but indoctrinating yourself with what you are missing. You're missing not the code, you're not missing the language, you're missing where it came from, why it's there, why it exists, why it coexists for me to go and study in the first place. They did it because they want to commingle this difficulty that keeps us unattractive to the system. There you go, legalese at all intervals, every stop. It's like, damn, it's like a hula hoop. While you're jumping from foot to foot, I'm sitting there watching you dance like, okay, brother, I mean, you know, you just read this real quick. That's what I'm saying to the average brother. They don't want to read it, but they want to enhance it and use it for their own benefit. But you gotta read it. That's the first thing I'm gonna tell anybody that wants to get educated. I will go and pick up a book. And myself, I got locked up, and a brother put a shake in my side, about 4 times my side. And I was benching about 425. I was an animal. But this guy, I mean, he wasn't, yeah, but he was crying. This is what threw me. I couldn't attack him because there was something weird about this guy. 2 times my size. This guy's huge, and I'm just like, what do you want? So he gave me this book. He said, here, read this, man. Read it. I'm gonna have to kill you, man. I don't care if you kill me. He doesn't care.
That's why you had to shake him?
Yeah. No, he caught me from behind and said, brother, calm down. I gotta holler at you, you know. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking either I'm being taken or he gonna kill me. So he turned me around. What's up, man? Like, bro, man, you gotta read this book, man. And we both swore. And I'm like, man, what do you want, bro? And I don't, you know, because he's crying. I don't understand this. Throws me off. So he hands me this book. He says, read this book. It's called The Screw Tape Letters. Best book you ever read. It will take you out of religion and the sacrilegious ideology you've been mandated to believe. The Screw Tape Letters is the best book. Screw Tape Letters by Screw. Like a Phillips screwdriver. Screw Tape Letters by C.L. Lewis. You can even get it on a PDF online. You understand me? That's right, Screw Tape Letters. And the Screw Tape Letters is going to initiate 2 things in your mind. 1, who is the problem? And why are you resisting it? And when you find out the resistance, then you can pull it back like a rubber band. Instead of being pulled yourself, you pull the instinct of the idea from its core. So when I pull the Prompt Payment Act from the idealist, and I let it go, it snaps. They're like, oh, wait a minute, how did you figure that out? Say, well, I asked you all the questions.
What was the name of the author?
His name is C.L. Lewis. And I also want you to look at a book, not a book, a movie. It's called Revolver. Best movie you will ever see. I've been promoting that for I don't know how long, but I've been kind of ignored, you know, shamed, you know, no one wants to hear it. And I completely understand. But this...
So when the brother gave you the book, you read it?
I read it, I sat there almost 5 hours. I read it twice.
And what was it about you that he needed you to read this book?
He said, you got something, you have a black light that will shine, you know, it'll just shine. Like, I didn't know what was coming out of his mouth. All I knew was you landed here. You ain't supposed to be here. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm thinking he's just delusional or just crazy.
Right.
But he dripped and he ready to die. So I'm like, okay, all right, man. I read the book. Read the book. Damn, really?
And the book opened you up?
It opened me up to the thesis of where my mind had always been. I've been controlled and conditioned to think a specific way, and there was no other way out of it except for to begin to pull the rubber band of thought and start bending the reality. But then snap back, then apparently it had no energy. That means if I can't take something, pull it, or push it, and it'll come to me, or it'll go from me, then it doesn't create any energy. It's like a battery. It's a circular motion. 4 sides of a battery, 2 positive, 2 negatives. two sides of a court and the apex. Okay? But the problem is that you have a negative, she has a positive. He has a negative and a positive. You say something positive, he turns it as a negative advertisement is issued to you. You shoot a positive, he turns it into a negative positive, which equals the balance of the equation. Now that should sound great. We're talking mathematics here. This is, it's simple for me. This ain't no science. This is what they play by, and I'm using their acoustics for a rhythmic, acoustics. But you don't hear the sound behind what created it. That's the mathematics. You can't hear it, you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't eat it. But you can take it and create energy. It is an acoustic. You play along or you wind up off beat. What do they do with somebody off beat? They hook you, right? Take them off the stage. They don't want them no more. It doesn't create energy. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta let you guys go. King Simon. You're gonna go, buddy. Going down hard. Nah, all right. Well, look, we're gonna get out of here. Of course, you guys live. My name is Professor Phil. They call me Philip Gillen from Chicago. I live. She got thank you. You should. Stop in New York. All right. You can contact me at Common Bonding. That means in common sense. Bonding as in bonding yourself, clinch, or bonding yourself to an individual. commonbonding@gmail.com. Philip Gillen, PHILLIP, GILLON 1 at hotmail.com. Along with my phone number, you can phone me or text me at 424-245-9408. I'm gonna hand it back to. Okay, and that again is 424-245-9408. Now, if you see these hungry eyes, I love you guys. New York, y'all already know what time it is. Let me get up out of here, man. All right?
I gotta bring them back and open up for somebody larger and bigger. That's when we get the crowd. I know how that works. But I honor everybody that's on Ustream. Big up to Ustream and everybody that came out, and those that came out that got the information. You was meant to be here. I mean, people was just saying, that this is some powerful stuff. Those that came and left. But next time we'll do it again in 2014 because we got to make it happen. And thank you very much for coming out, brother. Great information. How much are your DVDs for? They're selling. You got them $10, $20? What you selling?
Right now, I've been selling them for $25. I've been selling my DVDs for $25. I'm gonna do. I'm probably going to do some type of rebate system at some point. I've kind of, I'm just kind of getting into the circuit, so I'm gonna help people, that's kind of down on the luck, really need the information. I don't deprivate anyone for any particular cause. If I can, I will, and you already know. You got the information. Give me a call. King Simon will be on the next production. I have no idea, but I can tell you, I'll be out here, and I'm going to show you guys a good time.
Thank y'all very much. Peace. Love. All right.
Al Simmons was trained to be a deadly, stealthy soldier and assassin, and proved numerous times he was the best of the best. But when his morality got the better of him, his boss terminated his contract permanently. Bonds fought and killed all sorts of powerful enemies. Assassins, cyborgs, vampires, ghosts, angels, demons, other hellspawn, rampaging deities, even Satan and God. Yes, that old lady is the God.
Really? God looks like my Nana. My demigod?
And after being granted unlimited power from the mother of all things, Spawn banished God and Satan from the earth, which he wiped clean and rebuilt in his own image. He then willingly sacrificed his own god powers and eventually returned to his hellspawn form.